Are we on? Are we working? I think we're working today. I think it's working. It says it's working. The internet says it's working. The question is the video working? That's the real question. If the video's not working, it doesn't make for a very pleasurable stream, right? Speaking of pleasure, that's what we're all about here today. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition where I will be playing some hardcore solo self-found. You all will be dropping comments, leaving memes, and making fun of my terrible gameplay as we play some hardcore solo self-found in Delirium using this, the dumbest Draconis character that I have ever made, and it is simply atrocious. I think at the moment, all of my settings are pretty much good to go. Hopefully my sound is coming through clearly for you guys on stream. But we need to update the stream because it's been a while since we've been around. It's been a while since I've had time to stream, so I'm very glad to be here. Welcome, Tie Man. It's good to see you today. And this character has seen zero progress since we last played because I'm only playing this character on stream. So this character, we swapped it over last stream to a Spectres build. We had leveled this thing up primarily as a Zombie Mancer, and we were using mostly zombies and brutality and pride as like a mixture of damage and tankiness. We found this 5-link, and I was like, oh my gosh, a 5-link! And so was very, very pleased with that and was all excited about that. And then last stream, the last time I streamed this character, I decided, you know what? Zombies aren't doing it for me. Let's go play Spectres. So we're playing Spectres right now. That is what we're playing. We are on a Gladiator Necro because we want to have as much block chance as possible. Right now our block chance is 45-36. However, I don't have any corpses around, so I'm just spinning around pointlessly. However, if I pop some corpses... Where's Desecrate in for what? Desecrate in for Hatred? Desecrate in for Cyclone? Oh, I don't have any other green sockets. That's part of the problem. We'll take it out for Hatred for a moment. There we go. So when I have zombies on the actual ground, or when I have corpses on the ground, take a look at this. Boom. 70-61 are my block chance presently when I've actually got corpses to explode and I've got Bone Offering applying to me. So that's the build. The build really is a crappy 3-link cast while channeling Bone Offering Cyclone to avoid getting stunned and to give ourselves some additional block. And then we're using, what, Hatred and Spectres? I only have 3 Spectres because I'm not a full-blown witch. I'm just a Scion witch, which is not really that good. Hey, what's up, Fatbo? Welcome, welcome. So I don't get the additional +2 levels from this Witch Ascendancy. I just get the Offering and then the Auras granting +2 attack and cast speed. And then some additional AoE. But really it's not that important. Ideally we want the Cyclone eventually to be supported by Fortify, but right now my Fortify is supported off of our Shield Charge. So we're kind of Shield Charging around and then Cycloning every once in a while in order to proc our block chance. That's what we've been doing. It's been pretty scary to go up into Tier 2 maps and Tier 3 maps. This character may just straight up rip and die today. That's probably going to happen at some point. So since I haven't played in a while, I'm going to mess around with some low-level Tier 1 maps because I have not played in a hot minute. How about you guys? Have you guys been playing and, of course, streaming and, of course, enjoying Path of Exile? Hopefully you guys have been. I've been playing a bit here and there on Standard and enjoying that. So it's a little bit different for me to jump over here onto a hardcore solo self-found. It's a little bit of a switch, a little bit of a change in mindset, to say the least. So we do have. I thought I had a Guardian. Yeah, I'm leveling up a Guardian, but he's not ready yet. That's right. I don't have items for him yet. Eventually, I need to get rid of this. I think I need this to be, I already have a freeze, right? Yeah, I've got a freeze flask. I think I just need it to be a block flask. Eventually I want it to be a roomies, right? That would be the ideal scenario. would be a Rumi's concoction. Which, what if I die in like the first 10 minutes today? I could just pull the stream and delete it and pretend it never happened, right? No one would ever know. Only you guys who are in chat right now would know. We'll just keep it our little secret. Alright, let's go rip to some Delirium in a tier 1 map, right? What level am I now? I'm level 79. So this zone, I'm now starting to get, who's it? Penalty, XP penalty for actually farming in such a low zone. But we're still getting XP, right? Delirium is good for XP. Delirium's got lots of monsters in it. Slave drivers are doing their job. Cyclone is doing its job. I'm not getting stunned. Uh-oh. My little golem's gonna die. I should make a Golemancer in SSF, right? The Primordial Harmony stuff is pretty required, though, right? I should actually check that out. That guy seems tough. Yikes. Is he gonna kill me? He popped my cast when damage taken. That's a rare moment. Something actually got through my block chance. Alright, let's grab some of this stuff that's semi-valuable. Oh, I lost a Spectre. That's unacceptable. That's a bunch of damage down the drain. Erase failure from your memory, Timon? Yeah. The problem is if I had to erase my failures from my memory, I would just have no memory. Most of my memories work out that way, right? Now, there's some successes here and there. But the successes that I have that aren't erased from my memory are called Synthesis League. And those get erased from memory because, well, nobody else likes Synthesis except for me. And a few others. GGG didn't like it. Or maybe GGG did, and just the community didn't like it. And there was enough backlash that made them say, okay, fine, we won't bring it back. But, yeah, Synthesis, I had some fantastic successes in Synthesis. With some really lucky Synthesis crafting. And then it all went away. It all went away. It didn't go core. It's a big bummer. I'm actually still getting some XP here. This is kind of nifty. Maybe I just farm level 1 maps until I hit level 90. Oh, that would be pretty atrocious, right? All right, let's go back to base, and let's go get our Spectre resummoned. Timon says, you still hoping for that Synthesis revamp? You know, it was this week that Grinding Gear came out with a statement. Where is it? Let me see if I can find that. They just did a lore special on Synthesis lore. So I feel like, I don't know, I feel like if there was any kind of, yeah, here it is. I just pulled it up. I'll post this in chat. I feel like if there's any kind of time for Synthesis to make its way back, GGG was just now talking this week about Synthesis and Synthesis lore. So if it's ever going to come back, it's got to come back when they're referencing it, right? Hopefully. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe Synthesis proper doesn't come back, but maybe something like Synthesis comes back. Alright, we've already got our Scion Life Wheel filled in. Let's look up. Nightshade says, I've been playing my Summoner and ended up with a 6-linked Kondo's Pride. Nice! Dude, a 6-link, if you've been playing SSF and you got a 6-link, that's nothing to sneeze at. That's pretty good. Alright, what else should I get on this tree? Oh, I could grab jewel sockets. That's right. I think I was saying I could come in here and grab some jewel sockets. Or I could make my way towards armor and the large jewel socket. That's probably a better bet. I think this is why I didn't want to level again. I didn't want to ding another level because most of my tree is set. I could come in here and grab like Enduring Bond. And I think I just pulled out Indomitable Army to give myself some more life. I think that's what I did. I could come down here and come grab the Combat Stamina. It's a whole bunch more armor. I could come in here and grab Mana and Armor. And then go grab Sanctum of Thought. It's a lot of armor and then reduced extra damage from critical strikes. Could just come grab some generic elemental resistances in life. Which, my elemental resistances are not great. Look at that cold. That cold is only 79%. That's not hot. That's not cool either. It's just, I think I'm gonna grab the 8% armor and we're gonna work towards cluster jewels. I think that's what I want to start doing now. We're what? We're about to be level 80. If this character survives long enough, we'll be level 80. So if this character makes it to 80, we should be able to start fitting in a couple of different cluster jewels. Which, do I have some cluster jewels? I think I do. Look at that. I've even got a Feasting Fiends. That's nice. That's a 6 passive medium jewel. And physical. That's not so hot. Chris says, Synth League was so boring, I quit on day 3. Oh, Chris, I'm so sorry. Chris said, this league I played all day, every day since day 1. Hey, to each their own, man. To each their own. At some point, I'll do like a telethon, and we'll just stream through my whole playlist of synthesis videos, because a lot of people don't even know about synthesis. And a lot of people who do know about synthesis are like you, Chris. They quit so early on that they never actually experienced what synthesis was like when it was actually fixed. Which was exceptional. Alright, let's go grab our slave drivers. Let's take out Spell Echo, otherwise we're going to summon 2 corpses. There we go. Ta-da! Alright, now we've got our 3 guys up. We can swap back on Hatred. And away we go. Yeah, so maybe some more minion life would be a good thing. Oh, I could put Animate Guardian in here with minion damage and controlled destruction. If I ever drop an Empower, that's where that would go. It would go right there, which I don't have an Empower yet. Alright, let's go do another map. Let's go do a tier 2. Should we go do a lab? Oh no, let's do an underground sea. Ooh. That looks fun. Monsters fire 2 additional projectiles. Yeah, that sounds deadly. Let's do it. 2 additional projectiles. Well, so this is definitely not an influence map, but it could be that the Delirium guys fire 2 additional projectiles, so... Fatbo says, nah, Thanos was referenced in the MCU early on, but came out only years later. That's true. So maybe Synthesis is just getting referenced now, and it won't return until PoE 2? So you're saying it's coming out in PoE 2. I would be okay with that. If we don't see Synthesis again until PoE 2, like, as long as we get to see it again someday, I'd be alright with that. That'd be pretty interesting. You know, Synthesis actually... coming back for PoE 2 would kind of make sense from a lore perspective, right? Because PoE 2 is going to be, what, 20 years after the fall of Kitava? So if you're just looking at interacting with memories of what used to be, like, maybe all that stuff could come back then. I don't know. That's kind of an interesting lore option, right? Maybe not mechanically, maybe not technically, but at least for the lore, that would be one way that you could introduce it. That you are traveling through Cavis's memories and experiencing all this stuff from long-forgotten Rayclast. It'd be kind of cool. I mean, as cool as PoE lore is, like I just did that lore video a couple of weeks ago. You guys know where I stand on PoE lore. The lore that matters the most is the lore that we experience as we create our characters. That's the lore that matters. But, you know, if there's lore inside the game that's also intriguing and also fun, then that's a good thing. That's just a benefit, right? But action RPGs aren't defined by their lore. That's not what makes or breaks them. It's their looting systems, it's their mechanics for combat, it's their upgrading systems and the choices that are presented to players, whether or not they're rewarding choices or potentially dangerous choices. That's what makes an ARPG. At least in my mind. But that's a good question. That's actually a good discussion question. Let's have that as a discussion question for just a moment. We'll take a time out for just a moment. What do you guys think defines a good action RPG for you? In your book. I just said mechanics, upgrade systems, loot systems. That's what defines it for me. But what makes a good action RPG for you guys? What would make this an even better action RPG is if I can find a Rumi's concoction in hardcore. That would be great. On this character, even. Give me that block chance. Please! Give me some block chance. If this character dies, I might just go play a straight-up gladiator. Just to have the block chance for hardcore purposes. Although I have, like, no melee... zero melee, equipment. Okay, maybe not zero, but basically zero melee equipment. I guess all summoner equipment is kind of melee equipment. It's not good, right? I mean, you can use it. It's got life and resistances. That's what all of my gear in my stash has right now. Life, resistances, and maybe a stat here or there for minions. All right, come on, slave drivers. Get at them. Oh, you know what I need? I need to, I was debating getting elemental equilibrium, right? I think I was debating grabbing that. Maybe I did. Did I grab that on my tree? I should take a look here in a second. Because that would be a whole bunch more damage, right? Yeah, I did grab it. Okay. Which, my Cyclone right now, it's dealing fire and cold. So that should be working for... It should be working for lightning. Should be. Clay says, I liked the synthesis crafting, but the whole map mechanic and each tile had different number of runs and stuff. Yeah, that was very annoying. Rika says, hi guys, got a question. New player here. What happens to my character in Delirium after I finish the league? It goes to standard, which we talked about in today's discussion video, actually. It goes to standard. So all of your character will still be intact, but your character will exist in standard league. So in Standard League, the newest mechanic isn't there presently already, because essentially what Grinding Gear Games does is they test the entirety of the game in League formats, and then they, when something is determined to be really, really good and they like it, then it goes to the core gameplay, which is in Standard. So Standard is where everything eventually ends up in. And nothing is ever deleted in Standard or removed from Standard unless you do so. More than 50 monsters. Where are these more than 50 monsters at? Over here on the left? Alright, he was over here. Alright, we're out of here. Top right, maybe? We're out of here. On to the next map. Clay says, also be aware that all your stash tabs will transfer as well, but they will become remove only. So once you empty them, they're gone. Yeah, not only that, but it means as soon as you touch something in your stash tab, you can't put it back. So, for instance, we're going to show you here real quick just what a remove only, just because you've never seen it. Here you go. A remove only stash tab, as soon as you touch an item in a remove only stash tab, it's that item can now no longer go in that stash tab. You can't put anything in it. So, for instance, this says remove only. All of these different tabs that don't have remove only next to them, you can interact with those tabs. You can pull stuff out, you can put stuff in, totally fine. As soon as you interact with something that says remove only, then you pull something out, you cannot put it back in. See this? See how it's not going in? Won't go in. You can control click it, won't go in. As soon as you pull it out, it's gone. You can't put stuff back into a remove only tab. Rest in peace, that Crusader piece of garbage that I was probably never going to use. So that's remove only tabs. Chris says, loot and skills. That's what defines an action RPG for me. If either is lacking, then I'm out. Timon says, I feel like power creep is extremely important. Yeah, power creep is definitely a thing. Let's go resummon our zombies before we start our next map. Power creep, definitely a thing. What else? What else are some things that define action RPGs for you guys? Chris D says, a good action RPG IMO needs to have build diversity and customization. Why I love PoE and why I'm not a fan of D3. Yeah. That's fair. D3's got about as much customization as my 2-year-old has got an appetite. No, I want nuggets. I want chicken nuggets. That's what I want. You're playing Diablo. Like, I want to play the best build. That's all I want to play. Just give me the best build. Is this the best build? If it's not the best build, take it away. Yeah. But enough bashing on other games. Enough bashing on other games. No, I'll probably bash on other games some more today. But no, you're absolutely right. Timon says, because if you outscale everything, it feels like there's no reason to play anymore. I am 100% with you, Timon. That is actually why I tore apart my Herald Stacking Guardian. When I did, I was like, okay, this destroys everything in the game. This kind of trivializes like everything that I would otherwise normally have to pay attention to. I don't really want to play it. So I pulled that build apart and sold off all the stuff after about 3 or 4 days worth of playing it. So I'm with you as well. Power creep is definitely a thing. Clay says, I look for a challenge, which is why I haven't done Herald stacking. Seems like it would remove the challenge from the game, which would defeat the purpose of playing it. Yeah, I agree. It's one of the reasons why I'm playing hardcore solo self-found right now. Like, usually I enjoy the economic and the trade side of Path of Exile. And interacting with real-life human markets inside, fantasy game settings. That's really, really appealing to me as a gamer. But hardcore solo self-found is something that I had never played before prior to giving it a try this league. And so I wanted to see what the challenge was like, right? Of finding and self-crafting your own gear. And I think that was epitomized most, or solidified rather, most for me when I found my first Exalt here in Hardcore Solo Self-Found, which you can see I still have in my tab. I have no idea how to use it, right? If I had dropped that Exalt in a trade league, I would have converted that down to Chaos and bought several upgrades, or bought a single upgrade for a single Exalt, or begun flipping with it, right? But there's a new challenge to the stuff that drops and what's valuable and what's not valuable inside Hardcore Solo Self-Found. So I feel like that challenge side of things is definitely a part of why at least I play, so I can definitely agree with that. Marcelo says, rip potential explodey chest. Yeah, I don't think I was going to use an explodey chest on a Dex base. I'd probably craft that on the Astral Plate base. But yeah, no, you're right, Marcelo. Technically, that could have been. It could have been, and now we'll never know. Because I threw away that that Crusader chest in Standard. Don't worry, I think I got 1 million more of them. Oh boy. Remove only tabs, am I right? Oh man, I love me some Standard. I was messing around with a build that will be featured tomorrow. Tomorrow's discussion video will be featuring our 25th episode of our weekly build series. And we'll be featuring a build that I had the privilege of messing around with in Standard using cluster jewels. And it was pretty interesting. It was pretty interesting. It was using a skill that other people have used, using a particular cluster jewel that other people have used, but I had not tried it before on that particular ascendancy. And so it's a really, really interesting build. So stay tuned for that tomorrow. That should be in just under 24 hours, like 17 or 16 hours from now, when that next build discussion comes out. Speaking of build discussions, what is it that you guys are playing? Those of you who are still playing, what builds are you guys playing? Because I've actually had 3 or 4 friends message me this week on Discord and say, hey, I'm running out of build ideas. Do you got any ideas or any thoughts on what to play at this point in the league? And that's been pretty interesting to see that people are genuinely running out of ideas. Because people are playing Delirium so much. So Delirium is so good, players still want to play it. Like, even though they're running out of ideas. Am I going to die here? No, I'm not going to die. There's no touch of God yet. Oh! He was about to. Did you guys see him winding up? He was about to. He wanted to. But thankfully our slave drivers were a little bit too powerful. Marcelo says, will you test the curse cluster stacking you made a video about? I've showed it off on a couple of different instances and tried recording them and putting them together. The trick is just making it so that way it actually shows any kind of compelling footage. That's the trick. So I'm still trying to figure out how to make it so that way it's actually compelling. That's a lot of armor on there. It's a lot of life. Kind of want to keep it. 2 resistances, life. Kind of want to keep that. That's my crafting. Oh yeah, this is a potential 5 link. Oh yeah. Do I have any veiled stuff? I do. Who organized all this? What madman did all this crap? Look at all this dump tab. Jeez. Oh, I've got another dump tab over here. Great. Let's dump some stuff into it. Look at all this stuff. I should go through this stuff at some point. Not today. Not right now. I feel like that's my go-to about everything. I have 17 tabs worth of dump stuff. I should go through this stuff. Not right now. Not right now. Then I never go through with it. And then I see on Standard, I'm like, man, I have a lot more currency than I thought. Oh, it's because of all these dump tabs. That's why. So Marcelo, I've got that witch character. She's still set up as a curse occultist. The difficulty is trying to figure out, like, okay, so for instance, right? I wanted to say, let's take this build into a tier 16 Minotaur, uncorrupted, right? Let's make sure he's got all the same stats that he would have from multiple different experiences. And let's see what Temp Chains does to the Minotaur when it's at the most amount of effectiveness that I can pump up, when it's at like the 50% of the effectiveness that I can pump up, or whatever, right? At varying degrees of effectiveness. That would be pretty cool. However, getting that footage to actually work has been very, very frustrating for me to capture. So that's part of the reason why that video hasn't come out yet, is just because those 25-second clips of footage that I need are really, really challenging to do. Also, it's kind of a pain in the butt because the curse effectiveness build, it does no damage, right? It's not built to do damage. It's not built to clear content. So it's a bit of a challenge to say, hey, let's go do some content and see what the content looks like. When as soon as I put out a video of curse effectiveness, it's going to have a million people, not a million people. It's going to have people commenting on it right away. Oh, but you didn't kill the Minotaur. Like, lol, what's the point of that? Like, the point isn't to show off whether or not curse effectiveness can kill the Minotaur. It's rather to visually display just how good or how not good, how ungood curse effectiveness can be in Path of Exile if you stack a bunch of it. So getting that footage has been a pain in the rear. But if I get the footage down, then yeah, I'm going to do it. Because I've got that character still sitting there just waiting to actually have the footage come in proper. Hello, whatever that was hurt. It's about 50% of my HP. I must be having too much fun here. The game's like, nah, you need to die. You need to go level again. No level 90 for this crappy Scion. Go make a new character, Iron. Jeez. I'm pretty sure this might be classified like as a crime against games if I actually get this character to level 90. Because this character is so atrocious. Like 3 Spectres? What's your damage? Spectres. Oh, nice. How many are you rolling? Are you rolling with the Max Spectres Redeemer Sentry version? No. I'm rocking 3 Spectres that are slave drivers. Oh, why not Redeemer Sentries? Because I haven't had the Redeemer spawn yet. Okay, well, once you get that done, are you planning on swapping over? No, because I don't have any green links. Oh, this character is a meme. Oh, what's that? We got a tabula rasa. Okay. All right. Is that worth it, ladies and gentlemen? We had a tabula drop for us in SSF. Is that worth it to swap to as a 6-link right now? Oh boy. Oh, I should have dropped it off before popping this. If I die to this now, I should go drop this off. I'm gonna die to something on this Legion, and then it's gonna go to standard. I had a tabula drop, and then I took it with me to standard. Oh, that would be too funny. All right, we'll drop that there. There we go. Let's go back in and do this Legion. Let's see if we die right away. Those guys with the that pound their shield and then shoot out a bunch of flames, those are the guys that I'm most scared of. I didn't even pop the Legion at all. Yeah, I have nothing to be worried about here. Okay, that's kind of good news. But now we have a tabula. We've got a tabula and SSF. Look at that. That must be that fabled streamer RNG that everybody's always talking about. All you got to do is stream, and then all of a sudden a tabula will drop for you when you're level 79 and you don't even want to use it anymore. It could be pretty good as a one, as a leveling item if this character does die, or 2, if I just want to do it as a 6-link. Right, I would lose about 400 armor, and I would lose some serious amount of life. But I think after doing this this boss, let's go check and see what that would actually do, because that would be a bunch more damage. It would be 2 additional links for my Spectres. I think that's a lot of damage. I'm not sure what other 2 links I would put in there. Not off the top of my head. I don't remember for slave drivers. On softcore, my Spectre Mancer this league was running Redeemer Sentries, so you'll have to forgive me, I don't remember exactly what it is that I want to run in those 2 extra spots. See, she is vulnerable to lightning, so Elemental Equilibrium is working. So that's pretty nice. Alright, do I want any of this stuff? Let's fight this Metamorph, huh? Let's die to the Metamorph. That sounds like a good idea, right? Hey, slave drivers, how about if you guys actually get close to this guy? Is he gonna one-shot me? He might. Oh my goodness! Oh. Am I dead? I'm dead. Alright, so it's a good thing we put that tabula. It's a good thing we put that tabula in our, in our stash. Woo! Sayonara, dumbest Draconis. Oh my goodness. I put it in the thumbnail today. We're dying for your pleasure. Oh man. Okay. So we need to have a little moment for this character. Look at how crappy this character is. Oh, this is so bad. We did the gladiator and the necromancer and the block stuff. Oh man. What was that killed us? That must have been like a chaos degen or something. It must have been something. We clearly would not have survived without the HP that we had off of this chess piece. So I'm glad I didn't swap over it. That was a tier 2 map. Oh, man. Oh, I'm just going to delete this character. I don't want to keep any of this stuff. I don't want any of it. I don't even want this chromatic, this chaos. None of this none of this is deserving to stay in standard. Oh, man. All right, so let's have a moment. You guys were asking about what happens when you go to standard. That's what happens when you go to... Where is he? Dumbest Draconis? Or was it Stupidest Draconis? Oh, it's SSF standard. Oh, so I could keep this character. I could keep them as like a... Hey, this is like... I could keep this as a graveyard. Oh, what do you guys think? You think it'd be cool to keep like a graveyard of SSF characters? I don't know. I think that could be kind of cool. I don't know. What do you guys think? You guys vote. You guys tell me. Should we keep like a running log of our SSF dumb people? I think that's kind of cool. I think that's what we'll do. We will keep a trophy. And you know what I'm going to do on our Discord? I'm going to put a F in chat. There we go. I'm going to put a F for that guy. F in chat for hardcore SSF saga. Oh, dumbest Draconis dead. 1:30 p.m. U.S. Central Time. Oh man. Oh, that's pretty fun. Yeah, I'm gonna keep that guy. We're gonna do that. We're gonna keep. I'm at some point I'm gonna run out of character slots, and I'm gonna be like, why can't I create any more characters? And that'll be why. Do I have a character over here? Who do I have? I still have these guys over here. Here's this curse. That's the curse guy. All right, so let's go create a new character. All right, so we're going to create a hardcore solo self-found character, and this is the moment of truth. Those of you who are hanging out with me in chat, I'm so glad you guys are here because we're going to go with a melee character. We're going to try something with a gladiator, right? We're going to try something with a gladiator because it gives us a lot of block chance. And that's all we care about, right? Block chance is good. It's all we really care about in hardcore. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go for this guy. And what should we name this guy? We'll go with the duelist. Last one was dumbest Draconis. I already have a duelist Draconis. Let's do synthesis, please. Come back. Can we do that? Is that a name? It's a name that works. Synthesis, please come back. Oh, what a name. Time for a new character. There we go. We got to tell all the friends in guild. Is anybody even online right now in guild? Oh, there's a bunch of people online. There we go. All right. Bunch of you friends are online right now. That's good news. All right, let's go kill some hungry corpses. Our journey begins anew. Oh, a Merveil Metamorph. Deadest Draconis, says the Joyful Wanderer. I think I've got almost dead Draconis, right? I think that's my Juggernaut from Blight League. Or something like that. Almost dead Draconis. Already dead Draconis, I think, is another one that I've got. Chris says, Iron, am I missing something with the curse stacking occultist? Everyone says they have no damage, but isn't stacking elemental weakness, frostbite, basically scaling a more multiplier at worst? Yes, it is. You're right, Chris. But it's nonetheless... What a lot of people are looking for in their builds is a whole bunch of DPS as a number on Path of Building. And monsters taking increased damage, like it... How do you qualify that? Or I'm sorry, how do you quantify that in Path of Building or display it? Like, if you've got one person who's saying, hey, I do 2 million Shaper DPS, and then you've got another person who's like, yeah, well, I clear Shaper just as fast, but my tooltip doesn't say that. That's part of the problem. So, that's part of that tension that's there with characters who... how to put it? With characters and with players who are looking for POB proof of a build and POB damage numbers versus players who are looking at actual in-game examples of a build. Like, part of my big argument, or part of my argument, it wasn't a big argument, part of my argument with some players who were like, well, this whole curse stacking thing is useless because curse stacking doesn't work on bosses. Like, okay, that's fine, but have you ever used curse stacking to take out, like, tier 19 maps? Like, curses are good there. They're very helpful there. Like, if you're playing in party play, you want DPS, you want auras, and then your third thing that you want is a cursor. So, players speaking about how bad cursing is, like, it speaks a lot to how ignorant some people are on the strength of certain builds. It just does. So, why can't I take this out? Oh, because I'm trying to trade with Lily. Or with Nessa, I'm sorry, not Lily. That seems like a lot of damage. 7 to 12 damage? Man, that's good. And it's got attack speed on it? Let's keep that. Okay, let's get rid of this. Should we use our tabular right away and then die on this character? I don't think so. I didn't even identify this. Oh, I should have grabbed the portal scrolls. That's what I should have done. Should grab some portal scrolls. There we go. Now, I could use a tabula, but I'm actually not going to, because if I die at this point, I'm not taking advantage of 6 links. So, there's no point in grabbing... No point in grabbing that. Alright, I could use Spectral Throw. I've got an Ice Shot. That makes sense, because the math behind curse stacking seems pretty impressive. Yeah, the math behind curse stacking is incredibly impressive. And the fact that people aren't interested in it, it says something to me. I'm not sure what it says, but it says something to me. Maybe I play this as like a bow character, right? I've got Ice Shot. Maybe I play this as a bow gladiator that just blocks everything. No, because a bunch of the block nodes are dual wielding nodes, so I'm gonna have to dual wield. Oh, we could use Cleave. What do you guys think if we use Cleave? That can be our big damage. Big damage with Cleave. This is the character, guys. I think this is the one who's going to make it all the way to level 100. Hardcore solo self-found. We just got to make it past Act 1. That's the key. If you can make it past Act 1, you can make it anywhere. Oh my goodness. If I play melee, I might actually lose both of my wrists. My ancient body, my old man body might just straight up break down and die. Playing melee and having to actually like click multiple times to clear individual enemies. Maybe I'll go with like Tectonic Slam, but that's better with stacking like endurance charges and stuff off of Juggernaut. I know a lot of bleed builds are good off of Gladiator, but I don't think I'm going to take the bleed stuff. I think I'll just go with all the block stuff. I think that's what I'll do. I could try to make like a bow block character. A character that just uses like a puncture and then that new ensnaring arrow. Make stuff walk around. And it's all bleeding. That'd be kind of interesting. But again, a lot of your block chance scales off of being dual wielding. And a lot of the nodes on the tree, on the passive tree that scale up your block chance, scale off of dual wielding. It's like you have attack block chance, or you have chance to block attacks while you are dual wielding. So, uh-oh, is this guy going to die? Maybe this guy will die. Maybe I'm not playing a Gladiator. How many times can I die within 1 hour of streaming? That's a good question. Now that seems like something we should test, right, guys? That's worth our time. Logging in, creating a character, ripping them. Logging in, creating a character, ripping them. How many characters can you lose in 1 hour of Path of Exile? I feel like that would be so mind-numbing. I think I would lose it. Still saying Exile would no longer apply. No, I would just be absolutely insane. Alright, let's go get... I think I need a movement speed flask. I think all my flasks are probably too high a level. Oh, good call, Timon. Update the tooltip. That's a good call. Let's update that. So we want to say what? Rip Scion Summoner. Gladiator now best friends. There we go. How's that? Does that sound better? Does that look better, guys? So I think I'm just looking here at the passive tree. I'm looking here at POB. Can I swap this scene over? I forget what happens if I swap scenes. Nope. That's the wrong one. Is this the right one? Hey, this is the right one. Okay. Get rid of that. Alright, is my character dead yet? No, I'm not dead yet. Okay, so here's POB. So I think what I want to do... I don't think I want to come down to blood in the eyes. And I don't think I'm going to do gratuitous violence. Like, those are both offensive oriented, which is nice, but we don't want to die. So I think I want everything that says block. So go Pain Forged, and then Versatile Combatant. So that way all of our block applies to both attack and spell. And then for third Ascendancy, come up and grab Violent Retaliation. Maybe I do a counterattack build. What do you guys think of that? A counterattack build? But yeah, I think these three are definitely going to be it. Then what's outmatch? You get Frenzy and Endurance with killing stuff. Okay. This gives you speed. Arena Challenger gives you speed, so maybe I'll go that. Yeah, I like this. I like this. We're going to go around the outside here, like two Trailer Park Girls. We're going to go around the outside of the Duelist tree, and then probably come up and grab the Silent Life wheel, because if you're going to grab it, you might as well grab it. Uh-oh. Are these crabs going to kill me? There we go. Am I actually freezing stuff? Am I doing cold damage with this weapon? Oh yeah, 2 to 3 cold damage. Wowee! That'd be sweet, never seen one before. That'd be sweet. Never messed with counters before. Okay, there you go. Well, we'll see if this character survives long enough to actually get like a counter attack. There's actually a really, really cool node that's available in Delirium. I think it's called Overlord, and it gives you Fortify when you melee hit. So what you can do is you can melee hit something with a counterattack, because counterattacks act as melee hits. And Overlord counts that if you hit with like a mace or a scepter or a staff, I think, you actually get Fortify. So it's pretty cool that there's like this alternative way to kind of set up Fortify on yourself if you're using counterattacks. It's only with maces? I thought it was with scepters as well. I'm going to look up the Delirium notables here really quick. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again. By the way, here are the Delirium notables. I'll put those down below in the video description if anybody wants to check those out. That document is there for anyone who wants it. Overlord says, gain Fortify for 6 seconds on melee hit with a mace, scepter, or staff. 30% increased damage with maces, scepters, or staves. There you go. So we'd have to use a mace, which would give us really, really slow attack speed. But maybe we roleplay like the slowest swinging, hardest hitting guy in the game. I don't know. Alright, so let's go for Onslaught. And I can't use Cleave right now, right? I'm using Double Strike? Yeah, Double Strike and Onslaught. Okay. This is red, red, blue. Maybe those boots will be worth it? Look at that, 9 int. Oh yeah, those are totally worth it. Totally worth it. Look at that. Give me some energy shield, some mana regen. We got a ring now. Ladies and gentlemen, we almost have items in every slot. Look at this. This is already a way better start than my last character. I'm pretty sure we were empty on 3 slots as we were leaving Act 1. Maybe not. Maybe that's a lie. Maybe that's hyperbole. But I thought we were pretty spare on stuff. That spreadsheet is super useful. Yes, it is super useful. I love that spreadsheet, man. I have referenced that almost every day that I've been playing on Delirium. Hey, welcome, Locon. Good to see you here with us today. What am I looking for? I'm looking for a weapon. I'm looking for a weapon upgrade. I think I have some essences. So if I could get something that would be good. I could do Mirage Archer. Mirage Archer. Could try that. These are all 2-handers. Where's a 1-hander? Here's a 1-hander. There's a dagger. These are all crap. Why am I even looking at... Look at this. This is a rusted sword. These people in Lionites Watch, why do they collect this crap? I'll tell you why. Because stupid people like me look at this crap. Only works with axes and swords. That's why I'm looking for a sword. That's right. This thing already does great damage. Do I have any essences? Golem says, what you building on this character, G3? We're going to build a gladiator. We're not sure yet if he's going to be melee or maybe like a puncture bow gladiator. I'm not quite sure yet on that. Where are my essences? I have a couple. I could add physical damage. And look at this. I have 2 of them, so I can totally waste one. But I'm only like level 3. This is going to make like a really great weapon that I'm not going to be able to use for several levels. Let's do it. That sounds fun. Let's take a rusted sword. Oh, I need to be level 10. But look at that. 5 to 8 damage on a 1-hander. Oh my goodness. It's out of this world. Yeah, we're going to go with the gladiator and maybe we'll do some counterattacks. Maybe. Maybe. We'll see. We will see. We ultimately will see what it is that we choose to go with, but I think a bow character could be fun, but I think a bow character would kind of be like running a summoner in SSF, just in that you're spacing to where you are with your monsters versus your character. Whereas right now, we're getting right in. I mean, look at this guy. This guy's like Samwise Gamgee. He's got Sting, and he's just running up and getting in the grill of all these, all this undead foulage. Get over here, you foulage. Are these guys actually bleeding? Is that the dot that's ticking down on them? It's what that's got to be. I need Ancestral Call, by the way. I need a lot of things. I need a helmet. I need some gloves. Yo, does anybody got any of those 20% increased melee implicit gloves laying around? Can you quick trade that to me in SSF? Oh man, I love me some SSF. You got to play with the hand that you've been dealt. These are your items, and you will like it. You will use them, and you will die with them. Oh man. I feel like we could have salvaged that character. Maybe Summoner on that last Summoner. We could have salvaged it if I would have popped the portal scroll. But I'm gonna be honest. While my life was ticking down and I was smashing my flasks, I wasn't that worried about it. And it was like, you know what? If this guy dies, I don't have to play this guy anymore. This guy's dead. I can start a new character. Oh, dumbest Draconis. We hardly knew thee. Oh, I could play a claw build. Ooh. You guys play any claw builds? Any good claw builds you guys would recommend off of duelists? Could dual wield claws. Give myself some block chance. Maybe I'll play like a poison gladiator. Ooh. No, that sounds terrible. There's no dot scaling on this portion of the tree. That would be awful. Look at that. An iron ring? Yeah, let's make that magic. Boom. Elemental damage with attack skills. 6%. What's 6% of 2? Because that's how much we're adding on there. Man, that's a lot. Alright, let's get out of the mudflats. Come on now. I'm having too much fun in the mudflats. This is what they call a power fantasy, guys. When you guys get older and life comes at you fast and you just really want to feel like you're still in control, like you still know what you're doing, what you do is you go to the mudflats, right? Yeah, the mudflats. And you get a character to about level 4, and you just full clear the mudflats until you're level 90. Feels great. Nothing can ever kill you. You're like, yeah, I've got a hardcore character in Solo Self-Found. Made it to level 90. Yeah, I leveled in the mudflats. Oh man, that's really cool. What did you ascend as? Nothing. Never ascended. Didn't need to. My character was too powerful. Oh man. Alright, we have all three. We have all three. Away we go. Oh, this is a magic pack. Let's kill these guys. These guys are worth XP. They're probably not worth it because they're slowing me down. But I'm going to justify my poor decision by saying that they're worth it. Magic packs are like the L'Oreal of Rayclast. They're worth it too. Play a Cyclone Champion? Yeah. I think I've played too many Cyclone builds, Golem. I think I've played too many Cyclone builds in my time. I mean, we were just now playing a Cyclone build. Even though it was a Summoner, it still used Cyclone, right? Just because, hey, why wouldn't you use Cyclone? You can't be stunned. Like, it's too good of a skill. There's too many things about Cyclone that are just too good. Whether you're using it for damage, whether you're using it not for damage, it's just all around it's super duper good. That's one of my predictions for 3.11. I think Cyclone will finally see some changes made to it. And by changes, I mean things that will make people upset, but ultimately will make people who want to play Melee try something different, or at least that'll be the intention. But the rest of Melee sucks, as you can see. And so people will probably gripe about it if there's any kind of hint of Cyclone getting nerfed. If you guys think Reddit is whiny right now, just wait until Cyclone's nerf gets announced. Oh boy. The toads will really come out of the woodwork then. How many metaphors can I mix in an hour? Whew! I don't even have a movement skill yet. I don't have a travel skill. The only reason why this feels good is because I had a movement spree shrine, and I'm going to lose it now. Oh. Jeff says, me too. I'm getting burnt out on Cyclone. Yeah, I'm over it. I'm over Cyclone. I'll still use it. If it's still going to be broken, yeah, sure, I'll still League start with it or something like that. Build some character that takes advantage of it, but... I wish that as good as Cyclone feels, other stuff would feel that good too. And I think GGG probably wishes that, but there's only so much you can do, right? So, it's not a complaint. I'm not complaining that other stuff doesn't feel as good. I'm saying I wish other things felt as good, but I can understand that like Cyclone's just got a lot of inherent quality of life that's built into it that it's tough to replicate. Timon says, have you ever played any Chaos Damage Over Time builds? Yes, I love them. I've actually got one of the first Chaos Dot builds I built was, oh gosh, I can't even remember the name of the chess piece. Death's Oath. Thank you. Death's Oath. Thank you, Brain, for remembering that. One of the very first Dot builds that I ever played was a Death's Oath character, and that was quite fun. I enjoyed that Death's Oath Occultist. And then my highest level Chaos Dot character was an Essence Drain Trickster that got up to like 94, 95, 93, something like that in Legion League. And he just was Essence Drain Contagion, and he farmed like low-level Legion encounters to get to that high level. It was incredibly silly, the money printing at a low level of investment, that league. It was quite fun. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed Legion League. It was fun. There's nothing quite like dropping an Essence Drain Contagion combo on a Legion and just seeing the entire screen explode with your Chaos Degen. That's pretty cool. That's pretty fun. So maybe I should play like a Herald build with this guy that just explodes screens. Maybe I should do that. Probably should be an Elementalist then. Probably shouldn't be a Gladiator in that case, right? One of the reasons I think why more players don't play defensive-oriented classes is because the visual effects, the visual clarity, like the visual stimuli that you get for defensive effects is nowhere close to the visual stimulation that you get, to the aesthetic and the coloring and the flavor of like Herald popping. Like if you compare Herald of Ice explosions, the sound, the effect, the grit, and the visualization of it to like what's the animation when you block an attack. There's no comparison, right? Like, one of them is clearly more attractive and satisfying from an aesthetic standpoint than the other. I think more defensive mechanics, if they had, I guess flashy's probably the right term. If they had more flashy graphics to them or more flashy visuals, like, hey, you actually blocked an attack. Here's what that looks like. Like, what if you're, you know the ephemeral guys that float above your head, the MTXs that you can buy? What if something like that came up above you, like when you actually blocked something successfully? I should just leave here. Let's just leave the ledge. See you guys. You guys are all boring. I don't have anything to kill you guys yet. You guys are all boring. I think some sort of visual stimuli for blocks or for dodges, something, would be helpful. I mean, there's already a lot of visual stimuli in Path of Exile, so maybe you want to argue like, hey, that would just be too much, right? There's already too much going on. Chris D says, the scaling of melee is so weird. You either do decent, mediocre damage with high risk, or you do 30 million DPS. Yeah. Yeah, you either don't care about defenses at all, and you play like a berserker, and you blow everything up if you touch it, but you die a million times, you know, on your way to touching something. I actually just put together a Hollow Palm Berserker in Standard last week. Did not like it. Did not like it. That's nothing to do with Hollow Palm. I like Hollow Palm. But it was just a reminder, like, hey, not having any defensive layers, not a good thing. It's not something that I enjoy. Something that other people might enjoy. I don't. I don't enjoy typing in /deaths and seeing hundreds of deaths on my characters. That's not something I personally enjoy. Speaking of personal enjoyment, I would really enjoy... Am I level 10 yet? No, I'm not. Oh, this guy's going to kill me. This guy's totally going to kill me. Haha! But I leveled up. Oh, gosh. I'm still going to die. It's because of his lightning balls. There we go. We killed him. Yeah, I think I'm going to want some counterattacks because I'm scaling block so much. And then what else? What else? Maybe I could scale like some kind of counter... No, I think his counterattacks require a melee weapon. I was going to say a counterattacking puncture bleed build, but... a bow build, but I don't think so. Marcelo says that and Vol Arc. Yeah. Jeff says, I think Sweep is a melee skill that feels good. Okay. Isn't Sweep what Oak actually uses? With a two-handed staff? Isn't that what actually the Bandit Oak uses? I thought it was Sweep. Maybe it's not Sweep. Run past this guy. Run! Run away! I don't actually have anything. Look at my character. Do you guys see how crappy this character... Like, look at him. Oh, I dare say. I've just gotten off a boat, and I think I've left my shoes somewhere. Ah, I dare say a skeleton with a wheel is attacking me. It's a good thing I have this shank that I found on the beach. This character, man. Oh. That padded vest really makes him look armored, doesn't it? Oh, yes, you barely can contain yourself with my manliness. Behold, I am a brave and daring adventurer. The character model's a joke. Oh, Vol Arc was about popping legions? Yeah, that's a good... Arc was really good for popping legions. As soon as you touch one and it just proliferated. Yeah, that was good. Speaking of puncture... What if I built an entire build around Vigilant Strike and I only could attack every 4 seconds? That would save my wrists, right? Oh, man. I think we're going to go Blood and Sand, right? War Banner and Blood and Sands. Oh, there's Dash. That's good. Oh, I don't have a helmet. There we go. Now I have a helmet. Quickly equip the helmet. Oh, there's cold damage to attacks. Look at this. We got a nice little little synergy going here. Cold damage to attacks. We're just going to freeze everything with our melee attacks. This is a 3 green link. I feel like I should use that. I could go added fire damage and make an elemental conversion build. I could. It would be atrocious. But I could. That's the endless possibilities that are a hardcore solo self found. Alright, so I think we do main. And what else? Are there any more gems that I can use? Burning arrow. Look at that. I have 2 of them, not just 1. I have 2 of them. Ooh, fireball. Let's make a fireball gladiator. This is atrocious. What do you guys think? What should we do here? Bow, no bow? I could go spectral throw. Viper strike. I could go heavy strike. We could go heavy strike early on and see how much of a meme we can make it. See how few monsters we actually kill. Use heavy strike. Can I use Ancestral Call with heavy strike? I think you can, right? Or is it strike skills can't be used with it? No, you can use it. No. Here it is. Yeah, supports melee strike skills. So we could use this with heavy strike. Let's see how bad this is. Let's see how utterly atrocious this is. And let's bust out that tabula. Boys, it's time to bust out the tabula. Should I vol this? And then I don't have a tabula? No, I shouldn't. I shouldn't do that. I should give myself the tabula. let myself actually enjoy for a moment. Just a tiny moment. Don't I have some uniques in here? I thought I had some uniques that dropped. MAME is good on the ancestral totems. Yeah, it is. You're right. Where is this? Currency. Let's briefly sort out this currency real quick. Just to see what kind of crafting junk I've got. Okay, there's essences. Hey, I have a couple of fusings. That's good. I want to kind of take stock to see how much stuff I actually have if I start messing around with crafting. Crafting for leveling gear specifically. Whoops. Oh, that's a coral ring. I should probably use that, yeah? I should totally use that. Whoops. Catalysts, oils. Alright. This goes into the fragments tab. This goes into the essence tab. Oh, I can turn that into scraps. Okay. This is that level... Look at that. Level 10 one-handed sword. Okay, dash. We're going to use dash. I don't think I can get second wind yet. Guys, when can I grab second wind? Let's look that up. Level 31 is when it's required? Okay. So not for a long time. Not until Act 3. Not for a long time. Alright, so we don't care. So, what other supports could we be putting in here right now? Anything else that we could plug and chug? We could do Onslaught. Oh, I could do Ground Slam, actually. I could do Ground Slam really early for good clear. Maybe do additional accuracy. That probably wouldn't be a bad idea. So my accuracy is probably atrocious. Main hand chance to hit, 92%. That's not great. There we go. So we will put in Ground Slam. Oh, but Ground Slam you have to use with a mace, right? Staff, axe, mace, or scepter. Mace. Okay, so mace. Wait, didn't I drop a unique mace? Ah, requires level 40. Oh, that's a crappy one anyway. Look at that. That's garbage. Do I have any uniques? That's a high level. That's high level. Okay. Didn't I have some uniques that dropped? I did. But I can't use any of them because I'm not high level enough. That's fine. I'm level 8. But are any of these... +2 to minions. Can go be a summoner gladiator. Belt of the Deceiver will be good. That will be very good, actually. Oh, and Hrim Sorrow. That'll be really good too. So we've got like two different. Okay, we've got two different things here that'll actually be good. All right, this is not as atrocious as I thought it might be. All right, let's grab like a big two-handed thing. Staff or axe, right? Mace works as well. So let's use a mace. 14 to 21, and let's go craft a mace. What is this? Cleave? Sayonara, Cleave. You can be there with our axe for when we swap over to that. What's in here? Double strike? Double strike, go away. Alright. So let's craft. This is again level 45 or below. Oh, those are so high. She's so high, high above me. She's so lovely. You guys know that song? Know which one I'm talking about? Alright, let's just try. I have 49 alterations. I've got some alterations here. Increase physical damage. Perfect. Increase physical damage and accuracy. Perfect. Exactly what we're looking for. Don't care for maximum mana, and that life roll is really, really low. Fire damage to attacks. Man, these are atrocious rolls here. I mean, it is like a level 1 ring. Oh, I should have kept the accuracy. No! Give me back the accuracy. Alright, I'll keep that. Alright, so we have some life. We have some life. And now we've got this big, heavy-hitting, heavy tribal maul of steadiness. If that doesn't scream badass, then I don't know what will. Alright. Let's go try to take out Merveil. Oh wait, first we gotta kill Brutus, right? Yeah. Can I ascend before I kill Brutus? I don't want to fight Brutus right now. Alright, let's do this. No, wait. Let's do this, and then we'll do this, and then we'll do this. Yeah, okay, that works. Look at that! One-shotting stuff. Oh my goodness, this build is OP. Look at this! See, when you get older and you start losing control of things in life, like your bladder or your temper, what you want to do is you want to go into the lower prison at level 8. Get yourself the biggest two-handed weapon you can afford, go craft some additional physical damage on that sucker, and then just one-shot stuff. You'll feel amazing. It'll be like an adrenaline shot of life directly injected into your veins. It's fantastic. Watch this guy one-shot me. He can't one-shot me. He can't even move. Wait, where's my heavy strike? There we go. Look at that heavy strike. Ah! Oh my goodness. Look at that. That's legit. Wait. Those are move speed? Maybe move speed? Probably not. That'd be too lucky. Move speed! Alright, Blood and Sand. I don't even have Blood and Sand turned on yet. Alright, so let's turn on Blood and Sand. And didn't I say Banner? Didn't I get a Banner skill as well? Didn't I do that? I thought I did that. Did I grab War Banner or Dread Banner? I think Dread Banner comes along later in Act 3. So I think I grabbed War Banner. Alright, so let's see how good this is against the Jailer, against Brutus. Oh, look at this. I've already done my trials. I don't have to do these trials. That's such a nice feeling. To quote Mr. Rogers, it's such a good feeling to know you're alive. It's such a happy feeling to still be alive when you're playing solo self-found. If Mr. Rogers played solo self-found, what kind of character would he play? That's the kind of character I want to play. Marcelo says, until you reach Brutus, then you have a reality check. Hey, Marcelo, you watch your mouth. You watch your mouth, good sir. Yeah, we got really lucky farming on, you know what? Dumbest Draconis, I now see what the purpose of Dumbest Draconis was. Dumbest Draconis' purpose, and their entire purpose in life, was just to get us to the point for where that tabula was going to drop, and then once the tabula dropped, you know what? He realized he had served his purpose. It was time for him to go. One thing that I don't like about Heavy Strike is that it knocks stuff back. Like, what if I don't want to knock stuff back? Right? What if I actually want to stay on top of it, let it be close to me so that way I can continually smack? Like, that's the point of having melee, right? Like, some of the inconvenience of melee is that you have to get into melee range. Some of the advantage of melee is that you should be able to smack stuff once you're on top of it. But then you've got knockback added onto Heavy Strike, so if you don't one-shot something, it just kind of like drifts away from you. Which I guess you can use defensively. But I feel like that it's not actually that helpful defensively, knocking something away from you, because an enemy's like ability to actually hit you and deal damage is probably larger range than your ability with Heavy Strike to get back into range and hit it. So you're going to be the one that's going to have to move and be inconvenienced, not the monster. Right? Or am I misrepresenting that? What do you guys think? Maybe I am misrepresenting that. I think Heavy Strike, just as a chance to deal double damage and like as a massive skill, is really, really cool. I think the knockback effect, though, or the only knock on about knockback is that knockback is there on Heavy Strike. That's my only knock on Heavy Strike. Is that it's got knockback attached to it. And I otherwise wouldn't want that. He's going to be over here somewhere, right? Is that where he is? Yeah, he's over there. Oh, no. He's over here. Ta-da! Is that a door? No, it's not. It's just minions. Kill them all! I actually should check and see if I have a second move speed flask as well. That's something that I should do when I go back to town. Was it right here? Was that the entrance? I think I missed it. Did I miss it? Nope, I didn't. Okay. Does this cut all the way across? Yes, it does. So I missed it? Yes, I did. Okay. Alright, do we want attack speed? I feel like attack speed is good. I think so. I think so. Habran says, I started this league with Heavy Strike plus Ground Slam. Hey, there you go. Golem says, it's a beautiful day in Rayclast. It's a beautiful day in Rayclast. A beautiful day to be a neighbor. Or a beautiful day to be a summoner. Gregory says, whoa, dude. Nice, bro. Thank you, Gregory. Fist bump. Air fist bump. There you go, right? Wow. Wowee. Laucon says, I think Mr. Rogers was a Presbyterian minister, so I think he'd probably play a Templar. He'd totally be a Herald stacker right now. Oh, that's funny. As a Presbyterian myself, I can relate. I've played a Templar, but no, I was turned off. I was like, all right, I'm done. I'm done. Am I stunning him? I don't know. He's kicking my butt right now. He's gonna kill me, isn't he? I'm gonna lose my Templar or my Tabula. I'm gonna lose my Tabula. I'm out of flasks. Use Ground Slam. Use Ground Slam. Brutus, you let me keep my Tabula Rasa. There we go. That was okay. Admittedly, that was about 1,000,000 times easier than on my Summoner. I think my Summoner had to go back to town like 5 times to kill that guy. You guys can check the VOD for that. I'm pretty sure I had to go back to town several times. Gregory says, I must have fell behind. I just watched you drop a Tabula, and I just refreshed, and now you're in prison. Where's the rip clip? I can tell you, Gregory, it's somewhere in between now and when the Tabula Rasa dropped. Actually, just keep watching after the Tabula Rasa dropped. Go back to that timestamp and just keep watching from there. That's where you'll see the moment. The moment where I said it today, even on the thumbnail, dying for your pleasure today. Little did I know that would be a prophetic statement. All right, so now I can use this sword. Wow, that's a bad axe. That's terrible. I guess I should keep it to sell it. This sword is also actually pretty terrible now, comparing it to the two-hander. The attack speed is actually pretty nice. Yeah, the DPS is only slightly worse with this sword. That's kind of funny. So I could dual wield, which would give me better attack speed, right? Alright, get rid of that chain vest. Flasks, that's what I was going to look up. Joyful Wanderer says, next league, Ultimate Showdown of Ultimate Destiny. Mr. Rogers is the new endgame boss. Oh, man. If Mr. Rogers was an endgame boss in Path of Exile, like you would walk into like his living room and he'd be sitting there and he'd button up his tie and he'd be like, well, hello there, neighbor. And that would be his tagline. Like the Shaper, when when you're chasing down the Shaper, he's like, oh, little mouse. And Dominus is, the touch of God. And then there'd be Mr. Rogers. Well, hello there, neighbor. Oh, he'd have to be like Cirrus, right? Where, like, he's saying these insane things, but then he's also saying regular things. Hey, what's up, J-Lu? Welcome, welcome. Where is the Scion Summoner? I'm going to give you a hint. About an hour ago, something happened to the Scion Summoner that we are no longer playing that character. So, if you want to jump back in the stream, it's about an hour ago now. Is the rip clip, as the kids refer to it. Alright, so let's see. Oh, look, a sacrifice fragment. I could use one of those. Where are my flasks? Apparently I didn't save many flasks. Oops. Aha! I have a second move speed. Excellent. Let's put all of these flasks into our flask tab, because that's where flasks should go. Level 28. Oh, man, that's a lot of HP. I'm going to use that. Actually, I'm probably going to use Belt of the Deceiver. I'm a liar. Oh, look at this. I've got Gore Club. Whoa. Let's take a look at the damage on this now. 108. 198. Oh, baby. Gore Club. We have found our leveling weapon. Now, if I can find another mace, I can dual wield it, right? Precision actually might be good, right? Accuracy? Accuracy this early on? Alright, give me another crappy mace. These are all scepters. That's an axe. There's a mace. Look at this. Look at this crappy mace. This should just be... It shouldn't even be called Driftwood Club. It should just be called Crappy Mace. Press F to pay respects to the Scion Summoner. That's right. Feel free to drop an F in chat, boys. Rest in peace. No, don't rest in peace. Just rest. Just rest and get out of my way. You silly, dumbest, Draconis, terrible summoner. That was garbage. So that was literally like the worst character that I've ever had make the maps. Alright, so now we've got a whole bunch of cold damage that's added to our spells and attacks. And then 50% of our physical is converted to cold. Look at that. We're doing a bunch of cold damage. So we should just freeze everything. G3, you should clip that Rip Summoner. How do I do that? I don't even know how to do that, guys. I actually don't even know how to do that. I will have to go back and rewatch the stream after the stream is done and grab it as a clip and post it on our Discord. And I'll post it on our Patreon, so that way Patreon supporters can look at it and laugh at me. Ha ha. G3 Iron, you silly man. Indeed. Now look at this. Oh, look at the heavy strike. Oh my goodness. The Burning Menace. He's got nothing on me. Look at that. He just goes down. Okay, let's grab that ring. And apparently 3 other things. There we go. Apparently I have no mana regen. So that's probably bad. Maybe I should grab a Clarity. Should I go level a Witch just specifically so I have a Clarity? Maybe so. Rusted Sword. I'll take that. I feel like I'm actually killing stuff and getting Onslaught. Is that true? No? I feel like it is. There we go. Yeah, I'm actually killing stuff and getting Onslaught. I'm also actually, like, stunning stuff. That's shocking. No, Iron. Actually, it's stunning. No, I get it. Like, it's stunning, but I'm shocked that I'm actually stunning stuff. Apparently, Gore... what is this even called? Gore Spike? Gore Breaker? Apparently, Gore Breaker is the new meta for leveling in SSF. That's what I'm going to say. At least for me. Because look at that thing. That thing... Man, that thing sped up our leveling process. Gore Breaker, leveling is as melee. What is this? I'm playing hardcore solo self-found, not playing in a trade league. I'm breaking all the rules. I'm throwing everything, all caution to the wind. I'm a new man today. New G3 iron. I've thrown off the shackles of playing that crappy something. Oh, man. Guys, if I ever load up a Scion character again, please just tell me don't. Please be like, Iron, you shouldn't play a Scion in SSF. You shouldn't. Not as your starter. The only good thing that came of that character was this tabula that I'm using right now. Which, by the way, it's a good thing I went back out of that map, right? Because I fought the boss and then fought the metamorph. And I never went back after that. So it's a darn good thing that I left the map when I did. Whew. It's a very good thing. All right, let's grab this waypoint. We now have the waypoint. Let's go grab this passive point. All right, where's the boat? I'm on a boat, Mr. Rogers. Don't you ever forget. I'm on a boat, right? That's that lyric? That's how that lyric goes? It's a song about Mr. Rogers, right? I think I'm making stuff bleed. You guys see how that stuff is dying after I've hit it? That's kind of weird. Oh my goodness. Look at this layout! This layout is better than a tabula rasa. Here's the ship graveyard. And here's Fairgraves. Why, thank you, SSF. Thank you. Thank you for giving me such a wonderful layout. Don't worry, I'll be cursing you in Act 3 when I can't figure out my way around the sewer. But thank you for now giving me a nice layout. Yeah, so I think accuracy right now is a problem. I think mana regen is a problem. Those two things I think are problems. But other than that, when I'm actually making contact with stuff, I think I'm pretty much two-shotting it. J. Lou says, is there any reward for the community challenge? I completed that in a few minutes. Yeah, that was pretty great, J. Lou. I was like, yeah. So I put out on our Discord channel earlier today because Beckett and I have been talking for the last couple of days about making a build using Bitter Dream. And Beckett is convinced that he can make a build with it. I am convinced that Bitter Dream sucks. That no matter what, Bitter Dream sucks. It's just terrible. As soon as you can not be using Bitter Dream, don't use Bitter Dream. And he's like, no, I think it's like a pseudo 9 link. So he's trying to make it work. And so I threw it out there yesterday on our build discussion channel on Discord. Like, hey, can anybody make a build using Bitter Dream? And so J. Lou goes in there, takes a screenshot of his, insanely powerful min-maxed version of a Herald Stacker and just switches out his Nebulous for a Bitter Dream. And it's like, hey, build's done, right? It was a pretty great moment. It definitely caught me off guard. It made me laugh out loud. So it was a good moment. Yeah, Jitters, it is the bitter meme. It is the bitter meme. It's maybe it's okay for like early maps. Maybe. I don't see it. I feel like it's a garbage skill. Oh, you know what else is nice? Is I can actually, since I don't have a bunch of summons, I can actually drop out to go back to Lion Eye's Watch. I don't have to use portals all the time because I'd have to resummon guys. That's actually pretty nice. Alright, so we get a passive point here. Shattering Steel. Spectral Shield Throw. That could be cool. Scale up a shield. Yeah, Sweep. This is what Oak uses. I'm not going to grab anything from the Merveil reward right now. Not a thing. Okay, what else am I going to do here? 2 points. 1, 2. Eventually, I'll probably want to come down and grab Swift Skewering if I end up doing a bunch of physical damage. But right now, I'm doing a bunch of cold damage, so I actually don't want to swap off that. Oh, I should grab an Ancestral Protector or a Decoy Totem, right? Yeah, I probably should do that. Gregory says, my dude, your positive cheerfulness reminds me a lot of Ziggy D. Oh, good day, good day. Good day, Gregory. It's me, G3 Iron. And today we're going to be talking about PoE. Yeah, Ziggy D's got a great smile, a great laugh. He is a wonderful, wonderful community member in Path of Exile. You know stuff is getting real whenever whenever you hear that familiar voice. G'day, here's Ziggy D. Like it's pretty fun. It's iconic. I'm gonna say his voice in the PoE community is iconic. It's up there with hello, I'm Chris Wilson from Grinding Gear Games. Like it's up there. Like you hear that voice, you hear that intro, and you know, hey, a new league is coming or something new is and exciting is happening. So it's pretty exciting. All right, let's go. Should I use ballistas? Ooh, I should make a ballista build, guys. Oh, man. Let's go ballista. Let's put this here. Let's grab another main. There we go. Gregory says, PoE content creators need more smiley boys like y'all. Thank you for the kind words, Gregory. That's very kind. Smiley boys, I mean, I'm here to have fun. Like, I'm here to play video games and have fun. I'm playing the video game part, and I'm having fun. If we're not having fun when we're playing video games, then that's just a bummer, you know? That's a real big bummer. So, I've got enough on my plate with work and with my kids and with another kid on the way and with my wife and with everything else. When we are here to play games, we're here to play games and have fun. Like, this is our time to do those two things. So if we're not smiling when we're playing games, it's probably because we're talking about something really, really serious for the moment. But in general, we probably ought to be smiling when we're playing games. Right? I mean, maybe not. Maybe not. And that's not indicative for everybody, right? For some people, playing games is their job. In which case, like, good luck smiling for 40 hours a week, right? So I can understand why some people get frustrated with the game, especially if it's their job. And it's just no longer fun for them in the moment. But for me, I'm having a good day, having fun playing games, having fun hanging out with you guys. 22 says, hey G3, I've been theory crafting a 75-75 block occultist, and I was wondering if 500k Shaper dot DPS on Essence Drain is decent, since I don't want to sacrifice too much DPS. That's doable. It's going to take you a few minutes to kill Shaper, but it's doable. Yeah. But it's going to take you a while. Don't kid yourself. That's going to take you a while. There we go. Look at Heavy Strike doing work. Boom. See if Heavy Strike can take this guy out. No. Apparently not. Apparently I'm not even hitting the guy. Jeez. The quality of life on Heavy Strike has leaves something to be desired. I guess it's got a ton of damage built into it. So that's the quality of life, but other than that, not so great. Not so great. Whew. Yeah, I think it's accuracy. Like when something survives from my ground slam or from my heavy strikes, I think I'm just straight up not hitting them, or I'm swinging and missing. I think that's what's going on. Could be wrong. Mrs. Draconis would tell you Iron's been wrong before, and he'll be wrong again. Clay says, I actually looked up a Bitter Dream build yesterday. The guy used self-cast FP. What's FP? I'm used to Frost Bolts. What's FP? Corrupted the Bitter Dream for Fortify Corruption. Asenath corrupted with Ellie Weakness, so it ended up with a 12 link? Frost Blades, is that FB? Is that what you mean? You wouldn't be able to use Frost Blades, I don't think. So what? Yeah, that's interesting, Clay. It actually sounds like an interesting build. If you want to drop that to me on Discord, feel free to do so. Merveil is going down a lot faster on this character than on Summoner. Maybe I'm going to have to take back every nasty thing I've ever said about playing melee. Because it's working right now. Whoa, hey now. It was working. Until she started killing me. Rude, madam. Stunner. Rude. Ugh, why does she teleport? It's so obnoxious. Whoa! That was a corpse explosion, wasn't it? That was something. Something that did a considerable amount of my damage. Freezing pulse. Oh. Mea culpa. Mea culpa. I'm sorry. Freezing pulse. How could I forget? Freezing pulse. All right, so we're what, 1, 2, 3 away from 1, 2? Yeah, we're 1, 2 away from the Silent Life wheel. That'll be good. Silent Life wheel will be very good. I have no idea what we're going to do for damage, because if I'm going to go block... Yeah, if I'm going to go block for defensive layering, if I'm going block and life, I have no idea what I'm going to do for offensive output. And I'm not going with the Gladiator's Bleed explosions, so what am I going to do? How am I going to scale my damage? I don't know. We'll find it out. We'll figure it out once we get past white maps, right? That's what we said with that last crappy build. We'll see how crappy we can make this build. Those boots have got better move speed, and they've got double resistances on them. Yeah, let's use those. I don't think anything's going to beat this Gore Breaker for a while for damage. 22 says, I really recommend trying Reeve. Cyclone is king, but I'm sick of it, so I tried Reeve, and it feels so good. I don't think I can use Reeve with a mace, though. And Gore Breaker is really good, so I'm going to keep using it for now. Oh, I hate using Frost Blades. J-Lu, just so you know, Frost Blades, the last time I played Frost Blades might have been 2 or 3 years ago. It was not... I did not enjoy it. If I'm going to rely on projectiles to do my damage, I want the projectiles to be so far away that my character has 0 chance of dying. Remember, this guy's in hardcore, so... Now, granted, that being said, I'm pretty much getting really up and close and personal right now because I'm using Heavy Strike and Ground Slam. But ideally, when I swap to what I actually want to use, I want to be able to have some distance between me and what I hit. Maybe a counter-attacking build is what I need to do. Clay says, I'll have to find it, but I remember Spell Echo being one of the supports since you'd curse with the first pulse and damage with the second while only casting it once. Oh, nice. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That way your second wave is actually doing quite a significant chunk of damage. Alright, so I'm a little under-leveled here, but that's okay. Because we got a Tabula. We got a 6-link. We're doing fine. It's actually only a 5-link because what? I've got Heavy Strike and Ground Slam in the same support. But I think I'll actually get some supports that I can add in there here in Act 2. So we'll be okay. Bottom line is we'll be okay. Just get a Surrender forehead. Yeah. Yeah, just have the perfect drop for you in SSF. Yeah. I mean, I did get really lucky with the fact that I have a Tabula. And now that I'm looking back at it, I got really lucky that I have a Harim Sorrow and a Gore Breaker. Like, I've actually have some items that I can use. So, I'm happy to say that. That's not something that I could say always on that Summoner character. Oh, man. Whoa! Hey, boys, fellas, beasts. Calm yourselves. Einar, did you capture that guy for me? Thank you. Okay. That's why there's so many of them, because they're all clumped up to get... Holy moly, I'm going to die. I am so dead right here. Einar, start throwing nets, buddy. This is like Air Force One. I need you to be Harrison Ford right now, man. This is like the mid-90s. It's all action. All right, good job. Good job, Einar. Ah, ha, ha, ha. That was an excellent hunt. Stupid beast. Way to go, Harrison Ford. You did a good job. All right, let's grab our... that's like a mid-90s thumb up, right? Mid-90s thumb up is like halfway up. And you got like your early 2000s thumb up, which is like, you know, it's almost like pointing backwards, but it's not quite. I'm something of a connoisseur of thumb up history. You think you can get melee fizz damage support in Act 2? There you go. Gregory says, do you have a PoE guild? Are they open to your fans? We do have a PoE guild, and it's open to our Patreon supporters. And then whenever we've got room, we open it up to the general public for anybody else who wants to join. So you're more than welcome to join our Discord, and then you can send me a PM. Let me know that you want an invite to the guild when we've got room, or we've got spots that are always reserved for Patreon supporters. So it's free to play to join the guild, but we just always reserve spot for Patreon supporters as a way to say thank you to people who are supporters on Patreon. Infernal Blow can be a good option. Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point. Clay says watching your 5 energy shield regen is hilarious. Yeah. Hey, man. This is an energy shield build. You know, I'm really taking advantage of everything that the game is allowing me to use right now. Got to be careful. All right. Ideally, I want to use this on a second mace or something like that, so that way my DPS just goes through the roof. I don't have access to gems yet. All right, let's grab some life. There we go. We're up to 500 life now. That's good. Let's go do Chamber of Sins. And then we can go from there. Chamber of Sins should be pretty good. Right? That's where we're going to have a unique drop for us, right? A good unique that we can use. What if a face baker dropped for me? That would be interesting. That would actually be really interesting. Then I would have to really consider about, like, hey, do I go Cyclone or not? Because face breaker, pretty good. Jitter says you're going to get banned for exploiting that insane amount of ES. Yeah. Yeah, 5 ES, man. This is where it's at. Just fire up a duelist and then get 5 ES on it. It's absolutely broken build. You know what? It's actually better than Herald stacking. I heard they're going to nerf it in 3.11. Speaking of 3.11, you guys have already heard what I've said on Nerf Radar and on a couple of different videos about what I think is going to happen or what won't happen with 3.11. What do you guys think is going to happen in 3.11? What do you think will get nerfed, or what do you think will get buffed? I already know what I think, and many of you guys have already checked out our videos and discussions on the topic. I'm happy to answer direct questions about it if you guys don't remember or haven't seen those videos. I've got plenty of predictions about what'll happen, but I'd love to hear from you guys what you guys think is going to happen. This better not be a dead end. No! It is. .22 says you could clear the mud flats for an additional passive as well. Mudflats. That's a respec, right? Isn't that off of the Mudflats is a respec? Alright, let's go kill Hailrake. Helena. Oh no, there's a monster! There's a terrifying monster up there! He does lightning damage! Oh no! Yeah, he's stunned. Stun him again. He's dead. Don't worry about it, Helena. It's okay. Now go back to my hideout, where you're supposed to be hanging out. Jeez. Laucon says, Gilded Fossils getting nerfed hard. Gilded Fossils already got fixed, right? The hot fix came through on that really quick. I could go Herald of Ice here. I think I will. Why not? Why not roll with a Herald of Ice? Alright, I need... that's a side quest, I think, right? Yeah, I think so. So let's go do the way forward. 22 says, I think they should totally revamp the passive tree along with Chieftain and Raider ascendancies and remove clusters. Okay. Interesting take, 22. Why don't you like cluster jewels? Share your thoughts. You're going to drop a hot topic like that, you got to explain it. Oh man, look at that stuff popping. That's just great. Who would have thought Herald of Ice and Ground Slam? That actually works. Herald of Ice plus Ground Slam. Oh, and Gore Breaker. Don't forget Gore Breaker. Gotta use Gore Breaker. That's an essential component to this build. Don't worry, guys. You guys won't ever see a build guide on this build featured. Although maybe someday I'll write or come out with a video or a discussion just on some like general SSF tips. I feel like there's a lot of people who've already done that though, so it's probably already better discussions out there on the topic. But if there aren't, then maybe I'd do something like that. Hey, welcome, Less Than 3. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you today. J. Lou says, Eternity Shroud needs some love. I felt like chaos damage gained with all the investment is kind of meh. Yeah, you're right. Chaos damage gained is just kind of meh right now anyway, just because the way damage scaling works. Less Than 3 says, this is my first time watching your stream. I've been loving your content and always look forward to the next video. Oh, man. Well, if you're looking forward for something that's going to be an incredibly disappointing experience, that's going to be filled with memes and smashed dreams, as the kids say today. Am I doing it right, guys? Am I saying it as the kids would say it? If you're just looking to watch a slightly balding geriatric man play some solo self-found, then welcome. You have come to the right place for a good time of discussion and jokes. Golem says, I just noticed you could use Glacial Hammer. Oh, there we go. Go with a real meme build. We'll go Herald of Ice, Glacial Hammer. Yeah. In SSF. Let's do it, right? I mean, it's such a terrible build. There's no required uniques anyway, right? Oh, man. Yeah, the way damage scaling works right now, even something like, what is it, Unholy Might that gives you a whole bunch of your physical as extra chaos. Like, the problem with doing stuff like that is you have to give up brutality. And giving up brutality is just so much physical damage that gets stored for Impale. Like, why wouldn't you want to store that physical damage for Impale? Like, stacking all that extra chaos damage isn't going to be worth it. For most builds, right? Maybe there's a few niche ways that you can make it so that way it's better, but for the most part, it's not going to be worth it. Alright. Let's get some Herald of Ice explosions. Boom, boom, boom. Alright, Chromatic Emblem. Yeah, this is actually much, much faster leveling than my summoner. But it also helps that I have a tabula. Thank you, Dumbest Draconis, for dying and leaving me your tabula. Do you guys remember that split second earlier today when I was like, I wonder if I should wear this tabula for my specters? And then reason came to me, no, I should go put this in my tab. It's a good thing. A very, very good decision was made. Am I dead? No. Those explosions don't hurt. Or at least they don't outdamage my regen yet. So that's good. Let's grab that mana flask. Gregory says, slightly balding. Yeah, slightly. Yeah, slightly balding. Alright, now we need to go to what? Weaver's Chambers? 22 says, okay, so I don't like cluster jewels because some notables are already OP on their own and you can stack them. Maybe they could revamp the passive tree because there are many wheels and notables that no one uses. That's fair. You could argue that cluster jewels are just passive tree bloat. Yeah, this is the thing that I've been looking at in Snaring Arrow. This is the one I'm talking about. And snared enemies always count as moving, so it's like it's always a proc for your bleed. So you could do puncture as your bow main skill in order to affect bleed on your enemies. And then you fire ensnaring arrows so they're always moving. The problem is that's a 2-button build, right? That's kind of like Essence Drain Contagion. But it's not going to proliferate, right? So it's not good for clear. It probably is good for bossing. But 22 says, fit in some of the new notables on the clusters of the passive tree. Either that or limit the amount of clusters notables you could stack. Yeah, I think we're going to see limiting. Or, I always forget who said it, and I wish I remembered so that way I could give them credit where credit is due. Somebody in our chat a couple of weeks ago, and said just move the medium cluster or the medium notables that are really OP that people are abusing and stacking. Just move them onto large cluster jewels because then you won't be able to stack them as much. Right? You still technically could stack them, but not nearly as much. It's effectively, even if you stack 3 large cluster jewels into your build, that's effectively saying, hey, you only can stack that notable 3 times. So it's essentially limiting it without actually putting a hard limit on notables. That was a pretty cool idea, I thought. For not nerfing the idea of being able to stack medium jewels as you want, but for moving the ones that are really potentially problematic that you would want to limit how many players can stack and just moving them onto larges. Now, you could counter that argument by saying, well, eventually every single medium cluster jewel that you can stack is going to get stacked. So it's just a matter of time until you'll need to do that with every single one, which is why you should limit them from the get-go. And that's one fair argument. We've yet to see what the game is going to look like once cluster jewels are incorporated into the core game. We don't know how common they're going to be. We don't know how tough they're going to be to craft, whether or not they're going to re-weight any of the particular roles that are really strong. Am I frozen? I'm frozen. I'm dead. Oh no, I'm not dead. Whew, I need a freeze flask. That would probably be helpful. I would do anything for a freeze flask. Wow, I can't speak. I would do anything for a freeze flask. I would do anything for a freeze flask, but I won't do that. Yeah, I won't give up my tabula rasa, so I guess I won't do anything. Just like that song. Man, I feel bad for everybody who this is their first stream. You guys are hearing karaoke and memes and old people references. This has got to be really rough on you guys. Especially you millennials. You millennials just must be having a really rough time with today's stream. Oh, man. I love that whenever I mention millennials, there's like a handful of you who are just feel the need to like shout out, hey, I'm not a millennial. Hey, I'm not one of those filthy millennials. Like, millennial has become such a dirty word. It really has become that way. Alright, watch out for his chaos spit. That's what hurts. Hurts a lot. Kill the Weaver! Kill him! Oh, I'm out of mana. Crap. Kill him! Chaos spit. Alright, he's dead. Whew. Grand mana flask. All right. Let's get out of here. Jeff Berg says, Ice Crash is great if you never want to see what's on your screen. Oh, Ice Crash is a good idea. That's a really good idea, actually. Because that would allow us to scale up our cold. And we're scaling cold already. I like that, Jeff. That is a good idea. There's Elemental. Let's put this in place of what? Heavy Strike? And then let's take out, where is it? Chance to bleed and Ancestral Call. I could go faster attacks and just attack ridiculously fast. That'd be fun. So right now we're doing Ground Slam as effectively a cold scaling skill. So we've got... Do I want added cold damage? I could do a shockwave support. Supported skills will trigger a shockwave on melee hit. Can only be used with maces, scepters, or staves? Sure, let's try it. Let's try it. We'll try a shockwave. We'll try it. Why not? We've got a tabula rasa. We've got the slots for it. Why not? J. Lou says, don't want to admit it, but I am turning 30 very soon. See, there you go. 22 says, if I was born in 98, am I a millennial? It's a good question. Whenever anybody calls you a millennial, you should ask them for their definition of a millennial. See how they trip over it. Laucon says, I hope they leave things alone. I've had a lot of fun with my Herald Stacker and Delirium. Can't think of a better build for this league's game mechanics. Yeah, they're not leaving Herald Stackers alone. I got bad news for you there, buddy. They've already said they're going to nerf that, so... Is this Shockwave good? I don't know. Stuff is just dying. Is this good? Does it only... It only creates like a little tiny shockwave? So it's only creating it where the melee hit actually starts. I think that's what's happening. It's not spreading out with the ground slam. Or is it? Is there a shockwave that goes out when it comes into contact, I think, with an enemy? Is there a little animation that goes off there? Look how far this guy is. How far is that guy? No. I don't know. I can't tell. You guys are going to have to tell me. Shockwave support. Is it actually hitting stuff at the edge of the range of my ground slam? If so, that's actually kind of cool. Like, I might have found something that I want to use here. You can tell my pupils just dilated. Like, I just got excited. Woohoo! Maybe shockwave. Shockwave support. With ground slam. And did I grab faster attacks? I don't even... this isn't even with the faster attacks yet. Imagine once I actually have attack speed. I guess I have some attack speed because I'm getting onslaught, right? So I've got some attack speed there. Go Earthquake Shockwave for twice the fun. Does Shockwave actually proc off of each individual hit of your Earthquake? If it does, that sounds fun too. I love me some Earthquake builds. Earthquake is one of the few melee skills besides Cyclone that I really enjoy. Less Than 3 says, hey G3, what do you think about theory crafting builds but not playing them? I mean, I do that quite often. I'll theory craft a build and then never actually test it out. I feel like if I theory craft something and then I'm looking at it and I see a bunch of problems with it, I just go, yep, not even going to take the time to try it out. But, as we discussed earlier in today's discussion video, talking about standard, like, or was that today or was that yesterday? I forget now. But discussing standard, like standard is a thing. It's a good thing. It's a fun thing. So, you know, if there's ever a build that I want to put together in POB or that I'm thinking of, I just hop on a character in standard and go try it out. If it's looking like it's promising. And depending on how much work it'll be to actually put it together. Like, if I have to go out and buy every single piece of gear to make something work, I will probably fully build it in POB before I fully build it on standard. That's at least my pattern. If I've already got a couple of the needed uniques, then I'm more likely to actually fill it out and build it. Yeah, this is actually working okay. He's just perma-stunned right now. I mean, that's not always going to happen, right? Because that's based off of stun threshold and the amount of damage that we're doing compared to his life. So that's okay, though. What are we? Level 19 zone, we're level 20, so we don't have any damage really on the tree yet. So that's something to consider. But that's also partly because Gorebreaker, I never thought I would say this, Gorebreaker apparently is actually a good skill for early leveling. Oh, a Bismuth Flask. There we go. Take that. I will certainly take some of these rare items that I will turn into shards and then later on use for crafting. Alright, where's the tree? Come on, ancient tree. Yeah, so far I think mana is maybe the biggest problem about this, but that's just because I'm using a 6-link and I don't have clarity right now. Sebastian says, messing with the rarity of mods will only make them more expensive and put further distance between people who farm 20 mirrors in a week and those who don't. That's fair. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I want to mess with... I don't think I would be an advocate of messing with the rarity of the mods on cluster jewels, but I am in favor of just moving some of the better cluster jewels from mediums to larges. Like, if you want to stack Purposeful Harbinger, go for it. You just have to stack it on larges. So you have to choose whether or not you're going to use a rare jewel, a rare large jewel, or are you going to use a voices? And you have to make a choice about that. That to me presents an interesting choice. Are you going to go with Purposeful Harbinger and it's strong enough and powerful enough that you're willing to not use voices and to not stack medium clusters and medium notables? Like, that's an interesting choice. Speaking of interesting choices, which direction should I go? Ah. Which do I hate more? Do I hate the temple? Or do I hate sewers in Act 3 more? Which one do I get lost in more? Can I say both? I get lost in both of these zones too often. I've leveled up through this game too many dang times. And still I get lost in the most basic of zones. Yeah, I think the Shockwave... I'm not sure if it's the Shockwave support that's doing it, or if it's just Herald of Ice effect. I don't know. There we go. We found the ancient seal. Away we go. Out of here. Let's go on into the darkness. The dark northern forest. Ooh. Lesson 3 says, because today I theory crafted a hollow palm and bringer of rain bassinet gladiator. Okay. Only having a helm and boot slot open to make an entire build is quite challenging, but quite a lot of fun. That sounds interesting. That does sound interesting. Like, you're trying to make a build there with the least amount of equipment you can possibly have in the game. I wonder how far that kind of build would go. That's interesting. Like, because all your scaling is going to be in rare jewels, right? All your scaling is going to be on the passive tree and stacking as many sockets as you can and getting as much decks as you can, right? So that sounds like an interesting build. You have my interest peaked. That sounds interesting. Like, what's your build? The shortest part of a build guide is usually like the pros and cons section, because it's usually just like a bullet point, or like the introduction of a build guide, right? When somebody's like, "Hi, I'm so and so, and this is the idea of my build." But imagine if the shortest part of the build guide was actually gear. So you need a hollow palm, and you need What is it? Nightmare Bassinet. You need a bringer of rain. That's what you need. Those 2 items. That's it. They're required. Oh, and then some boots. Those items. I mean, you also get rings, right? You get rings with rings and amulet. So there's a little bit of something there. There we go. Jeff says Shockwave has a base cooldown of 1 second on its trigger, not listed in the skill description. Oh, that's interesting. So if I scale up a bunch of attack speed, Shockwave's still gonna be stuck. That's good to know. Jeff, I appreciate you letting me know that. Why am I not attacking these guys? Einar, do your Einar things. Thank you. Joyful Wanderer says, I'd hope that trade bots would mainly provide liquidity and price discovery. Are you guys talking about the auction house again? Are you guys on auction house? Is that what we're on today? Are we already on to the auction house? The great debate of PoE? Bots and auction house? Trade quality of life? Man, it feels good to run as melee and to actually have Onslaught. To have Onslaught up feels really good. Maybe it just feels really good because my summoner, no matter what, was never this fast. Maybe that's why. That could be. Timon says Temple is way worse than Sewers IMO. Yeah. Guys, I have 5 passive points. I think I need to spend some passives. Oh, speaking of which, let's go get some more passive points. Let's go back to Lion Eye's Watch. J. Lou says, man, I missed the old Herald. I was fortunate to play that before the mid-league nerf. You got 200% action speed capped all the time, and all the flask and buffs last 40 seconds. Yeah. Remember how Solstice just, like, plummeted in price the instant that nerf was announced? Alright, we have another passive. Tarklay, do you have anything for me? I don't think so. Alright. Let's go drop these flasks off. That one we want. That one we don't want. Okay. Flasks are dropped off. I guess I don't actually want MAME on here, right? I mean, it is a physical multiplier. It is a physical multi. But I wonder. Is that Act 2? Duelist cannot get added cold damage. That's a bummer. That's a real bummer. Imagine paying 40x for a Solstice. Yeah, imagine. Alright, so we've got 6 passives here. So let's come up here. Finish off Scion Life Wheel. I am dual wielding right now, so I could come through here. Come down and grab a bunch of Frenzy nodes. Maybe come down and grab... Grab Swagger and grab Blade Barrier. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see how bad we can make this. Less than 3 says, am I allowed to post the POB in chat? You can. The other thing that you can do, if you want a whole bunch of people to take a look at it, is you can drop it in our G3 Discord, our Patreon Discord. So you can actually join our Patreon Discord. There's a link down below in our video description. We actually have a room that is set up just for sharing Path of Buildings and just for discussing builds. So what you can do is you can join our Discord, and then if you'd like, you can send me a PM even with the theory crafted build that you're talking about with the Bringer of Rain. I think that'd be fun to take a look at. So feel free to post it. And other people in the community as well might enjoy that. There's just under or just over 1,000 people on our Discord. So you never know who's going to see that and be like, hey, that's a really cool idea. I really enjoy our community that is growing and that shares ideas. That channel, the Build Discussion channel, is actually one of the most active channels that we have on the Discord. Just because every day somebody's got some kind of question, and it's pretty amazing to see in a global community. Many of you guys know I'm from the United States, but it's pretty amazing to see how global Path of Exile is. So many different players from across the world. And so regardless of the time of day of wherever it is where you're living, there's somebody on our G3 Discord who's probably playing or asking questions or chatting about PoE, even towards the end of a league. So it's really, really cool, I think, to see a community of gamers coming together and all enjoying the same game together. All right, up the Ancient Pyramid we go. Disco says, hey everyone, just found the channel and love the videos. Well, welcome, Disco. I love disco. Disco was some of the music that I grew up on, man. Get your platform shoes out and get on the dance floor. I would be playing some disco music right now for us on stream, but I'm sure that would drive many of you away. And it would drive even more of you away if I was singing disco at the moment. Well, you can tell by the way I use my shoes. Someday we're going to have a karaoke stream. Someday. Not today. Not today. Today is solo self-found hardcore. But someday we'll do a karaoke stream. Lots of people will have to be warned about that. Warning, your ears may inadvertently explode. Old balding men should not be allowed to sing karaoke. I'm personally looking forward to 311. Regardless of what they've got cooking up, it's if nothing else, it's going to be very interesting to see how they choose to move forward with Cluster Jewels. That's going to be very interesting to see. I could probably come down here and come in and grab Bloodless. That's probably the next thing that I should do. 1, 2. Actually, I should go 1, 2, 3 and come grab Soul of Steel and then come grab Bloodless. That would be good. Jeff Berg says, the build help thread was useful to me. They helped me figure out why my CIMOM kept dying. Yeah, it's great. It's really cool to see, like, so many different players are on. Again, I may not see your personal posts, so if you want to make sure that I see something, just send me a PM. Whoa! Vol Oversoul, calm down, buddy. Calm down. There's no need to get violent in here, okay? Like, I'm just trying to kill you and get on to the next act. That's, whoa, my dude. He's going to slam me and kill me, isn't he? I think that's what's going to happen here. I have, like, next to no flasks. I should have done some gear upgrades. That's probably what I should have done. Okay, where's the slam? There's the electric. Okay, is this the slam? Nope, it's more rocks. Whoa! He's about to slam. Did you guys see that? He's going to wind up. Okay, so when I go back through, don't touch anything. Be invulnerable for a moment. All right, he moved. We got 24 seconds. There we go. Now he's going to fire out. All right, now we can get him. All right. Whew. Had to go to town on that one. That was actually slightly nerve-wracking. Ground Slam was fine for damage, but again, my mana is the problem. The Joyful Wander says that was good, Bee Gees. Why, thank you. The fact that you can even recognize what I was going for, that's a compliment in and of itself. Toto says G3 karaoke stream. Me, tactical retreat. Exactly. Sound the alarms! Withdraw! Withdraw immediately! Oh no, I touched the thing. Don't touch the thing. The thing will get you killed. Don't touch the thing right now. When you only have, what is this, dash as your movement skill? I don't have Fortify yet, and I'm using a Tabula. I'd like to keep this Tabula long enough for me to get, you know, like a legit chess piece 5-link. Get to maps, so that way I can farm another Tabula, so that way when this crap character dies, I'll actually have something to level the next crap character. I gotta say, leveling this character, or these characters this way, without having like a preset build guide to go from, I kind of like it. I'm kind of enjoying it. Disco says, any theories about 311? Oh, lots of theories. Disco, have you seen our Nerf Radar video? Did you see the Nerf Radar video? In the Nerf Radar video, I give arguments for and against why potentially things can happen in the upcoming patch cycle. So if you saw that, then you've already seen some of my predictions and some of my arguments. I try not to give my opinion too much during those. I try to just lay out arguments on either side of why GGG might do something. But some arguments are definitely stronger than others, so... Dice says, yeah, Iron, just tuned in. All right, welcome, Dice. Welcome, welcome. Good to have you today. All right, so let's go drop this in our jewels. Let's go drop these in our money tab. Let's drop this in our essence. I could probably actually get a one-handed mace from Hargan and actually essence craft it now, right? Reduced enemy stun threshold might actually be okay to grab. That's 8 to 13. That's 13 to 31. Is the attack speed that different? 1.4 on the Tribal Club. 1.45 on the Warhammer. Let's do that. Dice says, how was your day other than the Scion dying? Well, the Scion dropped us this Tabula Rasa. Right before, in the same map that the Scion Summoner died, it dropped this Tabula. And I had the Tabula in my inventory. And I was going, I wonder I could use that for my Spectres and then maybe make my Spectres a 6-link. That would be pretty good, wouldn't it? And then I was like, you know what, though? I should probably go drop this in my stash just in case, right? Just in case. And so I went, dropped it in my stash, and then I went, killed the boss of a level 2 map, or a tier 2 map, Underground Sea, and then popped the Metamorph. And the Metamorph had some kind of degen that killed my character. So it was pretty fun. But we got this Tabula from it, so it's quite nice. All right, let's do this. This is going to be what? Physical attack damage is life? No, we don't want that one. Let's do this one. This is flat fizz. Right? We could do added cold damage. Let's do flat fizz. A whole bunch of bleeding. Okay. That's interesting. So let's see what happens. Our DPS is 363. It goes up to 480. It's still better than... Gorebreaker is still better. 53. I guess the attacks per second is actually worse. Let's see. Gorebreaker alone is 268. This is actually pretty comparable. 268 versus 257. So that's actually a pretty good hammer right there. MC Hammer's pretty okay with that. Disco says, I have not. I saw a couple of old videos about Standard that piqued my interest and saw the stream and wanted to say hi. Well, welcome. Welcome, my dude. So let me pull this up for you. Nerf Radar. So if you want the link for the discussion on Nerf Radar, it is now linked in the chat for your convenience, Disco. So there we talk about 5 different things that GGG may nerf in the upcoming 3.11 nerf cycle. We talk about cluster jewels, we talk about max resistances, we talk about impale stacking, pain attunement, and then the Cirrus fight. .22 says, what are your opinions on COC Ice Nova? It's been in the meta since 3.5. I mean, it's been around. It's been around since 3.5, but I wouldn't say that it's been meta all the time. Like, COC has gone through multiple different iterations since 3.5. Discharge has been in there. Glacial Cascade has been in there. What's the other big COC skill? Can't think of it right now. It's another explodey type skill. Anyway, lots of different skills have been used by COC, so it's one of the ones that certainly rotates in and out. Less Than 3 says, so G3, I posted the build in the POB section, but if you want to take a look at it, I just DM you on the Discord with the POB. Yeah. And let me know on Discord. Just say, hey, it's Less Than 3 from YouTube. Here's the POB link. Because oftentimes, for whatever reason, oftentimes we have different usernames on Discord than we have on YouTube. So that's totally fine, but just remind me who you are. Otherwise, I'm just going to go, who's this random person sending me a random POB? The Joyful Wanderer says, I'd watched the old Standard video just before the latest one came out. Odd coincidence. Hey, there you go. There you go. It's a good topic, and it's worth reminding people for. Like, to chat about Standard and be like, hey, here's some options in Standard. Standard is not a dirty word. Volatile Dead, thank you. Yes, Volatile Dead is another great one for COC. How could I forget Volatile Dead? I play Volatile Dead almost exclusively as Poet's Pen builds. I love Poet's Pen Volatile Dead. That is a fantastic build. In fact, when it comes to Wanders, I think that's basically the only Wander that I play anymore. I think that's true, actually. I think that's the only Wander that I play anymore is Volatile Dead Poet's Pen. I just love Poet's Pen. It's too fun. It's too fun. Even with all like the timing nerfs and the internal cooldown nerfs, it's still a great skill or a great item to build around. I really enjoy it. All right, so what level are we at? We're at level 23 in a level 24 zone, so we're technically under-leveled. But I'm about to level up here eventually. Probably before we kill, save our buddy Tolman in the crematorium. Man, I've just been happy finger with my flasks today. I need to be a bit more disciplined. Yeah, I think the most interesting and compelling part about 3.11 is going to be how does 3.10 integrate into 3.11? Because cluster jewels are a tremendous amount of passive points to take into consideration for any build. And at the moment, because of the power level that they provide, every build has to take them into consideration about how they can use them. I don't think it was last week. Last week we discussed on our weekly featured build discussion series, we featured what are the components of making a successful build guide. But the week before, we talked about Arakali Fang Summoner build. And one of the, I think it was Skyscan's build. And one of the interesting parts of that particular build was that Skyscan had an entire tree that was set up and pretty much said, look, this is the build that you can play, but this is a severely nerfed build to what it used to be. And then Skyscan and some other people who enjoyed the build put together a cluster version of the build that looked almost nothing like the original build as a passive tree. And it actually turned out to do way more damage. So it's very, very interesting to see how effective cluster jewels can be. And it's going to be very, very interesting to see how they get incorporated. Because every single build in the game, whether it's a standard build or a league build or not, is going to have to take cluster jewels into account. So it's quite interesting. All right, let's go back and talk to Clarissa. Less than 3 says, this might sound really stupid, but is your Discord name Iron Draconis 1474? It is, but on the that's the name if you want to send a DM or you're looking for. But if you're on the G3 patrons server, then if you look at the members list, mine will be at the very, very top under the Draconis tab. It'll say G3 Iron news, news about the June League. So it should be G3 Iron. And also, if you look in the welcome channel, you'll get tagged by a bot that welcomes you. After the bot tags you and welcomes you, you can see that I've gone through and posted. I'll go through and post a whole bunch of links to essentially tell you what's on the Discord server. So you can just go through and see any of those old posts that I posted on. And then right-click my name to send me a PM. Let's go turn that into some scraps. Then we need to go talk to Clarissa. Yes, G3 Iron 3.11 news June 2nd. That's it. You've got it, less than 3. You've got it. All right, so we could use Pride. We could use Dread Banner. We should use Hatred, right? Because we're doing a bunch of cold damage. I won't have the mana to reserve that, though. That's part of the problem. Herald of Ice, 25%. Hatred, that puts us up to 75%. Blood and Sand puts me up to 85%. That's a lot reserved. Did I just grab Grace? I think I did. Yeah, I did. I meant to grab Hatred. Oh well. I have to go talk to Clarissa and get the keys anyway. Give me those keys. Alright, so let's see if we add Hatred in here. Let's just go see what that does. Dice says, I find it so weird that Standard is treated like a plague by some people. In card games, the format that has all of your cards is dearly loved. Yeah, no, that's a good point, Dice. It's a good point. Although, in something like an esports card game like Hearthstone, for instance, companies are financially incentivized to make you buy new cards and not use your old cards, right? So I forget what it's called. Is it called Wild, where everything is allowed in Hearthstone? Versus like whatever is the newest set. Where did Hatred go? I bought Haste? I meant to buy Hatred. Guys, I can't read anything anymore. Is that what just happened? Have you guys watched live on stream the actual moment where I've gone blind? I think you did. I think you just witnessed it. Oh, I need 25 int. Okay, I can get 25 int. Where's my... This doesn't even have anything on it. Yeah, let's go take a look for an intelligence amulet. There we go. Needed 25 int. I've got 24. For crying out loud. Oh, that's funny. That's pretty classic. Do I want lightning damage? No, not really. There we go. That's something. With all resistance? That's not bad. Okay, I could level up this haste, I guess. If I just want to level up a haste. Well, let's try this. Less Than 3 says, I only play standard because I'm terrible and dislike leveling characters, so I just have to play the couple of characters I have on standard. That's fair. Hey, whatever reason it is that you have for playing standard, it's okay to have that as your reason. Alright, let's, speaking of reasons, let's not be devoid of reason and start making these magic. Okay, we got shock, we got reduced. Okay. Let's look here. Ally resistances. Nope. Nope. That's enduring. Okay, so we'll do that. Instant recovery, but only 200. What's up with shock immunity? Why does this keep giving me shock immunity? There we go. Movement speed. That's pretty fun. All right, let's level this one. I only have 2 alterations left. Increased elemental resistances. I'll take it. I'll take it. That's fine. If I really want to, I can swap over and use this silver flask, just so that way I've got onslaught. But for right now, I'm good without it. Alright, let's see what hatred finally looks like. Can I cast? 20 mana cost? I have 30 mana. Ugh, this is going to be bad. I'm going to need a clarity. And I'm only going to be able to attack like once. This is going to be really, really bad. But that's okay. We'll make it good. Lorenzo says, yeah, it's wild and standard for the 4 most recent expansions or something. Yeah, there you go. Thank you, Lorenzo. Dice says, yes, the Chinese server is the only server I know of that has more wild players than the other servers. There you go. Bio says, I like the meta shifts that come with a rotating format. Yeah, it's fair. It's very prevalent inside gaming today to have a rotating meta. It's very, very common. Like, whether or not it's a MOBA, like League of Legends or Dota, whether or not it's an action RPG like Diablo or like Path of Exile, or like Wolcen or like Grim Dawn. If there's a game that is actively being updated, chances are it probably has a rotating meta. Okay, so every time I attack, I'm going to have to use my flask. That's what we're coming down to. That's what my mana reservation levels are at. Oh, also I have to be careful because if I use my dash, I might not have enough mana to actually attack. Oh boy. This is going to be interesting. Fergerg says, hi, I farm 500x and now want to try a Herald Stacking Guardian. Which build is better? The Avian Chest or Low-Life Chevrons? I personally like the Low-Life Chevrons much more than the Avian, the Flight of the Avian stacker. That's just me. So, there might be somebody in chat who's going to make an argument the other way. I know J-Lou, if J-Lou's still in chat, he was playing a min-max version of the Shavs, and I think that getting a 30% more multiplier for having, where is it? Pain Attunement, right here. Getting 30% more spell damage just because you're wearing Shavs and you're already wearing Shavs and reserving a whole bunch of your life anyway. I think it's fantastic. That was the version that I tried out earlier on in the league. So I can testify to that one being good. I can't testify to the other one being good. But maybe somebody else in chat can. So, yeah, there you go. 22 just straight up said. Shavs is more DPS. CI is going to be tankier. So there you go. Just depends on what you prefer. Oh, there's a Rogue Exile. Nice. Thank you for the heavy belt. Speaking of heavy belts, I could probably use some of those uniques, right? Oh, man. I should probably go and swap over to the, the Belt of the Deceiver. Am I high enough level yet, or is that level 28? That might be 28, actually, before I can use that one. Maybe I should try Ice Crash, because Ice Crash basically would just be what I'm doing It's effectively what I'm doing with Ground Slam anyway, right? It's got like a small AoE explosion effect. And essentially I'm just trying to freeze stuff. So maybe Ice Crash wouldn't be that bad. Maybe Ice Crash is the way that we'll go. Anybody know where I can pick up Ice Crash? Is that what, Act 3? Am I going to have to wait for Siosa? Probably. When in doubt, the answer is wait until Siosa. Wait until the library in Act 3. That's the general truism of getting gems in SSF. I'm trying to think, is there a game that doesn't have a rotating meta right now that does get updated? Like maybe Counter-Strike? Does Counter-Strike have like nerfs? Do they have nerf balances over there in Counter-Strike or in any of the other active shooters? In a lot of the Battle Royale games, there's rotating metas, right? Of which weapons or which like configurations or which characters are really good. Even in team-based objective shooters like Overwatch or Team Fortress, those still have rotating metas of who gets buffed, who gets nerfed. Basically, if there's a games as a service model going on in the industry right now, it probably has a rotating meta. Because as a business model, that's how they survive. They survive by making some things stronger, some things not stronger, and then you and I as consumers, we purchase things that got buffed or dropped. Lorenzo says you get it from the Gravicius quest. Oh, excellent. Excellent. If a duelist can get it, then that's great. That's what we'll plan on doing. Disco says, G3, have you done an unarmed Cyclone build? I did a Hollow Palm build, actually. I've done a Raider and a Berserker, and then it's a little tiny secret. It's a tiny secret. But tomorrow's featured build will actually feature a build with Hollow Palm and Cyclone. But it is neither Berserker nor Raider. So, but anyway, don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody. That's that video is coming out tomorrow. That's going to be our 25th episode of our featured weekly build discussion series. And I'm quite looking forward to it. So yes, I have done Cyclone Facebreakers in the past. I've done... I did Cyclone Hollow Palm this league. Messed around with that as a Raider and as a Berserker. Did not like either of them. Both of them were far too squishy for my taste. Again, most of my experience in Path of Exile comes from hardcore. That's where I grew up in Path of Exile, as it were. So if a build says, like in its pros and cons list, like, hey, does a lot of damage, doesn't have a lot of defenses, like that's a great way for me to pass on that build, for me personally to play. I'll recommend that build to somebody else that wants to play it, because other people have got other motivations, different motivations than me. But when it comes to me playing a build, I want to play something that can make up for a mistake that I make, or several mistakes that I make. So I try to make my own builds in that regard, to be able to make up for mistakes that I will eventually make, and I try to plan to follow builds that can make up for mistakes that I make. Jeff says, Ice Crash is Act 3, but you don't have to get it in the library. Nice. That's good. Yeah, if it comes from the Gravicius quest, like Lorenzo said, that'd be great. Because that means we're actually relatively close to it. Which this leveling process, by the way, is going so much smoother. Is it not? I feel like it's going so much smoother than the Summoners. But I could be wrong. Gollum says, sadly, TF2 hasn't had a balance change in 3 years. Okay, that's fair. So that's a good example of one game that's still out that hasn't had a balance update. But are they still actively releasing content for TF2? Like, are there still skins that you can purchase that are new, or that are holiday themed, or I don't know, some movie theme or something like that? Right? Games as a service requires that they're still actively offering new services for you to interact with. So I don't know if they haven't done an update in a while. Are they still selling microtransactions? Maybe they are. Maybe they aren't. I don't know. It's not a game that I play. I have played it in the past, but that was a long time ago the last time I booted up a team fight or a team fortress. I think the last time I booted that up was probably at a LAN event. Yeah, mana regen is atrocious right now for me. Alright, we have 2 passive points that we can passively put somewhere. I'm thinking I'm going to want to come down and grab Blade Barrier and then maybe grab this Evasion node for Cluster Jewels. There's just not that much damage for elemental stuff on the tree. Here's dual wielding. Oh, that's block with dual wielding as well. So yeah, so we'll have to come up and grab this. So let's come around this way. Or let's go down through, what is it? This isn't Golem's Blood. It is Golem's Blood. Let's come down through Golem's Blood. Maybe I'll come over and grab Volpact. I don't know. Chris D says, Hollow Palm has a lot of power, but the defensive sacrifices are just too big. Yeah. That's very true. There's a lot of sacrifices that have to get made. 22 says, I want GGG to buff Spectral Shield Throw. Yes, I am with you, my man. It would be awesome if the increased buff effects on shields would actually apply. That would be awesome. Alright, let's deliver these to Hargan. And away we go, and then we'll go kill Gravicius. Wahaha! And then we'll get Ice Crash. That'll be fun. Alright, here's another passive point that gives me Golem's Blood. I wonder, can Gravicius kill me at this point? I'm 37, 30, 15. That's pretty bad. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Let's see. Can I start using any of my uniques yet? I can. Excellent. Alright, now we're 47, 40, 25. And this is going to be what? A whole bunch of extra physical? It is a whole bunch of extra physical. And the nearby enemies are intimidated. That's good. Alright, anything else? I should look in my leveling tab to see. Do I have anything else that's good that I could use? It's got strength and life. That's just a 4 socket, I guess. That's a lot of resistances. It has no base HP on it, but that's a lot of resistances. That's got a lot of life on it. I've got 523 DPS right now. What happens if I take this off? Oh, it cuts me in half. I think I'm going to no longer use Blood and Sands. And we'll try this with 1,000 HP. Yeah, let's try this. I feel like he could, Gravicius could kill me with his fire drop. So that's something to be aware of. I need to be back here at the battlefront, but I ran past it. Paul says, speaking about hardcore, my deaths on just one of my characters is 2,300. There you go, Paul. That is a good example of what I'm talking about. I guess I can use precision if I don't level it up. Precision and clarity are probably the two that I need. Black Sheep says, you need more fire res, I think. Swain Stain says, nice to catch you on stream. Stupid question. What are you using to make your cursor viable or visible? It's called YOLO Mouse. YOLO Mouse. You can type that into Google. Type in YOLO Mouse into Google, and that should return a result for you for a free-to-use program that allows you to mess with your cursor to make it a little bit larger. And it's one of my favorite third-party things to use when playing PoE. It's not a violation of the terms of service. PoE, Grinding Gear Games, has said it's not. So you can use it and know that it's totally ethical, totally fine, totally cool. And you'll have the bonus effect of actually being able to see your cursor to know where it is the heck that you are pointing as you make the silly mistakes that you make with your mouse. I'm also kind of weird with my mouse. I use a vertical mouse. I don't know if you guys can see that. So the way how it sits like this on the mouse pad, and then sits like this. Speaking of the mouse pad, sits like this on the G3 mouse pad. Every once in a while we do G3 mouse pad giveaways for our Patreon supporters, and sometimes we sell them, but usually that's a pretty limited thing. But anyway, that's my mouse setup. I use YOLO Mouse, and then I use a vertical mouse, which has been quite helpful. That plus my wrist guard has really, sleeping with a wrist guard has really, really helped a lot for my wrist pain. All right, let's go travel to the docks. Or let's not. The docks should be up this way, right? There we go. Wow, that's like the shortest distance to the docks ever. Which means the docks are going to be really long and spread out and windy and mazy. Oh boy, looking forward to it. Now there's a unique in here who sometimes drops you really low with his fire damage. So we'll see. There he is. There he is. Oh great, I popped the essence right as he's here. So let's see. Oh, he's stunned and frozen. Boom. Watch out for the one shot. Watch out for the one shot. Nope. Killed him. Yeah, damage is really good. We just do a lot of damage right now. Do a lot of damage and just keep moving. Ooh, Orb of Fusing. I'm rich! It's amazing how SSF reprioritizes what you think is good that drops. Like, in Trade League, a 6-socket drops, and it's like, oh man, that's like, it's just more jewelers. Like, yeah, a lot of the time you'll pick that up early league, but some people actually don't even include that on their filters later on in the league. In SSF, you're like, oh my gosh, 7 jewelers, maybe I can finally craft that thing I want to craft on that particular chest piece or that particular weapon or helm. Lorenzo says, what's your plan for this character later on? What skill do you think you'll use? Well, I want to check out this Ice Crash. I mean, that's legitimately something I want to check out. The bridge is blocked. Find another way. This is where you come harbor bridge farming in Act, what, Act 9 or Act 8? It's Act 8. It's not Act 9. What am I thinking? Alright, is there anything else that I want to kill in here? I'm level 26. This is a 27 zone. Come on, guys. Give me a couple more packs. Give me a couple more packs before I go on to the next zone. 1, 2. Alright. We will probably ding our next level as we go and confront Gravicius. So that's what we'll do. And then we'll see about this Ice Crash. The plan for the character, Lorenzo, is at least to go Gladiator. We know we want to go that far. Do I have the thematic? Yes, I do. So the plan is definitely to go Gladiator to scale up block chance. And we might even use counterattacks at some point. The way is blocked. Oh, do I have to turn this in? Man, I'm not thinking today. There's your opportunity, guys. That's where you guys say, Iron, you're not thinking any day. There we go. Yeah, so we'll go Gladiator, and we'll go none of the bleed stuff, and we'll go all the block stuff. Swain says, yeah, SSF is good to have a nice and chill play for me. Currently, I'm finished with the league, and I started SSF character. Gladiator was thinking about Ice Crash, but I'm on softcore, not too much time for hardcore. Yeah, I don't have a ton of time to play, but I figure if I'm going to play right now, I might as well play on stream. And so these characters only get played when I'm hanging out with you guys. So these characters don't see that much progress, but the character progress that they do see, we all get to see it together. Which I enjoy. One of the reasons why I enjoy streaming on YouTube is because then all of these streaming sessions are then directly outputted as a video. So if somebody misses something, or if somebody wants to go back and watch, like, hey, how did Iron make decisions about leveling a character? You can just go back and watch it and see. Like, it's saved there for posterity. All right, let's see if Gravicius kills us. Oh, yeah. He might. There's his Morton's shell. Oh, my goodness. He might. Look at the damage. Yikes. He is just absolutely... Like, he two-shots the totem. Enduring Mana Flask. See me through. See me through. All right, we did it. Whew. Well, I would have been tougher, like, had much more HP if I would have used the shield there. My damage would have been half of what I did. So, that fight would have took a lot longer. So I'd much rather just scale up the DPS and keep running. Oh, speaking of which, I need to get added cold damage. That's another thing that I need to think about grabbing. Maybe maybe instead of onslaught support, because right now that's not really doing me much of anything. I mean, it is for pack clearing and for progressing through the story, but it's not when I'm fighting solo bosses. The Lunaris Priestess. Nice. Let's grab this. Watch out for the corpse explosions from the reanimators. There's a unique reanimator in here who sometimes kills me. Here he is. Fleshrend, the Grand Inquisitor. There he goes. He's gonna do a thing. He summons a whole bunch of guys. But not today, Fleshrend. Not so fast. Because I've got this shiny, spiffy ice nova coming out of my body. You shall not touch me. Oh, no way. Go away from me. I forget what that guy's name, the unique monster, is there, but I almost never fight him. Almost never. Not in hardcore, at least. He's not worth it. And in softcore, it's like, hey, I want to run through here. Quit wasting my time. Whoops, wrong way. Ooh. Hey, let's step over the corpse explosions, okay, Iron? That's a good idea. That's a good hardcore strategy. Let's step over the exploding corpses. Yeah, that's using your brain. Lorenzo says, only downside is there's no overlay like on Twitch to show gear, etc. of the current character. Lorenzo, so that's actually not quite true. So, if you look down below in the video description, you can actually see in the video description, my character profile is there. It is live, it is public. So you can go view any of my characters, including the one that I'm playing right now on Solo Self-Found, and view all of the gear that way. So that's an option. That's an option. Granted, it's not like a widget built into the website like what Twitch has. So in that way, it's different. But that ability to go look it up is right there. That's one of the reasons why I include that in the profile, is so that way if anybody ever has questions about a build or a character that I'm using, they can just go take a look for it real quick. All right, let's go port and grab Ice Crash. Swainstain says, any idea for SSF melee skill with Impale? Use Cyclone. Cyclone's really good. Blade Flurry is another good one. Perforate, Blade Storm, those are both good. All right, here's Ice Crash. Let's see here. Slams the ground, damaging enemies in an area around the impact in 3 stages. Enemies take slightly less damage on the second and third stage. 50% of physical damage converted to cold. So if I do that with Hrimsorrow, aren't I converting 100% of my damage to cold? Let's see. 22 says, Cyclone is the only option for Impale. It far performs other melee skills. It does, but there's other options if you're bored with Cyclone and you just want to give something else a shot. Ooh, that would give me a whole bunch of accuracy and lightning resistance and move speed. I think we're going to swap over to that. We should drop these in our unique tab here. It's definitely giving me more than what I had up there. There we go. We can take this off, destroy that, put this in gems. All right, and away we go. Let's go back through our portal, right? And, oh, I should have assigned my skill. My skill needs to be on spacebar. And then we need this up. Okay, let's see what this ice crash is all about. Ooh, it's got kind of a wind up to it. You guys notice that? I mean, it's not too terribly painful, but it's got a wind up. Definitely has a wind up. Do I not have all of my stuff up? No, I do. I do. Oh, should I take out more melee physical then? Oh, no, wait. I'm converting. This is fine. This is fine. I mean, the DPS seemed to go through the flippin' sky. Like, I don't know, though. It's tough to compare tooltip DPS of two different skills, because in Path of Exile, one skill might say, hey, this does 1,000,000 damage, and this other skill says it does 200k damage. But the one skill is doing 200k damage, you know, once every 0.1 second. And so that's actually doing 200k damage times what? Times 10 inside a second. And so it's actually doing more damage than the 1,000,000, which is only doing 1,000,000 per 1 second. So in-game tooltip is rarely helpful, except when you're comparing the same skill to itself for item upgrades. Less than 3, why am I not using my precision? I've just been too lazy to go back and buy a level 1. It's because I accidentally leveled it up too high. That's why. So right now it's level 4, and it requires 59 mana reserved, and I've only got like 50. That's why. Not a strategic reason. Not a strategic reason. Just a, oh, that's a really, really bad decision that I clicked level up reason. Whoa! Did I get stunned? I'm bleeding. I don't have a bleed flask. That's a problem. That is a problem that I need to remedy relatively soon, because Dominus is coming up. It's always smart to have a bleed flask ready for Dominus. I would do anything for a bleed flask. Well, except sacrifice my character. Or any of my children. Or any of my body parts. Okay, actually, I guess the list of things that I would do is a lot less than anything. But anyway, that's much less catchy. Oh my goodness, am I dead? I'm so dead. I'm so dead right here. There goes my tabula. No, I'm still alive. Okay. Whew! That was scary. I just saw a bunch of degens going on up here. Saw a bunch of degens going on here. There's one of these down here that I wanted. There it is, Blade Barrier. Paul says, reminds me of Earthquake. Maybe you should try a two-handed weapon like a staff with block. Yeah, I mean, I've got some block chance right now. Don't I? Chance to block attack damage, 17%. I also haven't ascended yet. But I'm only level, what, 29? We'll see if Piety kills me. She might. Her monsters might kill me. Yikes. I keep leveling up precision. I don't want to level up precision. Okay, am I still using Maim? I'm still using Maim. I don't want to still be using Maim when I'm fight Piety. Oh, man. Hi, guys. I'm G3 Iron, and I'm going to use a Tabula Rasa, but only use 4 gems inside it that actually work with my active skill. That's what's called thinking with your brain. All right, let's go back to Act 2, I guess. I think one of the reasons why I was so slow on my summoner was because I was using stuff like Determination and barely used Hatred. Like, my defenses were pretty good, except against a dot. It would not be the worst thing if I have to run through the temple again. If that portal expires, that's okay. I can run through it and get some more XP. Oh, I could get Fizz to Lightning. Would that actually do anything with this? Let's see. Yeah, apparently it kills your damage. Oh no, not too bad. Wait, so Maim is actually doing work here. Or is it not? 854. 977. It's doing something. I already have Elemental, don't I? And I've got Shockwave. Axes or swords, not with maces, yeah. Let's do faster attacks instead of Onslaught. Now we're up to 1100. If I take out Shockwave, we go up to 1300. Let's try that. I don't know. Now I'm doing lightning and cold. I guess I can go up and get elemental equilibrium and like apply Armageddon brand. You can use Armageddon brand to apply EE. Jeff says, I've always thought it was strange that AoE melee needs to use accuracy to hit things in the AoE. Less than 3 says, does the minus total mana cost also affect precision and other skills that reserve a specific amount of mana? No, it's just about mana reservation. It's not about mana cost. It's about mana reservation. Speaking of which, where's that precision? See ya. Let's go get a level 1. Also, if I could have a clarity, that would be good. That would be very good. You think Ruthless would be better than Maim? The question with Ruthless is, does all 3 hits actually apply off of the single hit of Ice Crash? Does Ice Crash actually interact that way with Ruthless? Where's Ruthless? Every 3rd attack. Yeah, I think... I don't think it's not like every 3rd hit. It's every 3rd attack. So, alright, let's go look at precision. Let's get... Oh, it's level 5. I don't want it to be level 5. No. Doggone it. Oh, well. Wait, what's my reward from Nessa? Okay, nothing good. Away with you. What kind of build are you playing, or is this just do it on the fly? Yeah, at the moment, this is just do it on the fly. SSF right now, for me, is just, hey, go have fun and test out stuff. Don't follow a build guide. That's why you see me scratching my head and looking stuff up so much. Because it's just for fun. And it has been fun. Let's see if Piety blows me up. Okay, speaking of blow up, we're doing some damage to her. This is actually pretty good for damage. I feel like this is pretty good for damage. Where is she? Where's the ice shot? The ice blast is coming. Oh no, it's not. She didn't transform. Where is she? Doggone it. Stop jumping around, lady. She's over here. Is she gonna pop again? Yes, she is. Kill her before she pops. Alright. Woo! Man, Piety used to be such a scary boss. She still is a scary boss. I'm not taunting the game. I'm not taunting the game. I'm just saying. She used to be a scary boss, and now she's a scary boss. Alright, let's go talk to Grigor. Did you guys know that Piety actually used to give you 2 passive points? Bet you guys didn't used to know that. Now you do. Now you know that Chris Wilson stole a passive point from us. Back in the day. Yeah, we're going to want to come up in here to grab Swagger, and then we're going to come down here to grab Blade Barrier. That's what we're going to do. Then we're going to work our way to grab Soul of Steel and to grab Bloodless. Then we'll grab Thick Skin, I think. And then maybe we'll make our way up to Elemental Equilibrium. The question there is how am I going to apply Elemental Equilibrium consistently? So you could say that not only items, but the build as well as SSF? Yes, you could say that. Yeah, it really is. Like I just like to try stuff out in SSF because it's a zone where, you know, there's almost zero competitiveness to it. I feel like in softcore and in trade leagues there is some level of competitiveness to it, and there's a lot of work that we do in guild behind the scenes as bankers during trade leagues. Like a lot of the time during the first 2 weeks of a league, I get to play, but I get to play a lot less. I get to kill monsters a lot less than what I get to do after we're done with our guild bank. So early on in the league is so focused on the economy. I feel like at the end of leagues when I mess around in something like this, playing SSF, it's very, very refreshing. I probably should go do the library quest, but I'm not going to do the library quest. Because I don't want to. So there. To quote the great Bart Simpson, eat my shorts. Let's see if we can go kill Domino. We took out Piety. Let's see if we can kill Dominus. Oh, this is the wrong way. This is supposed to be where the key is. Where the door is. Why is the Chittis Plum over there? The Chittis Plum's supposed to be way over here. What the heck? Dear Grinding Gear Games. My name is G3 Iron. It used to be that Dominus's door was on the right side of the Imperial Gardens, and Chittis's Plum was on the left side. I never went to the left side because I never wanted to complete that quest. Now, however, while playing Solo Self-Found mode, on today, this glorious day, May 22nd. Whoa, that was some lag. I went to go to find the door to the Upper Scepter of God, and behold, it was where the Chittis Plum was. Or should have been. Or rather, the opposite. The Chittis Plum was where the door should have been. I would like to file this as an official complaint for you and for the developers. Sincerely yours, G3 Iron. And that's how you write an angry letter, guys. You always sign it sincerely. Because you're quite sincere in your upsettedness about whatever it is that you're writing about. Alright, this is going to be to the right. There it is. I hope that GGG takes it easy for 3.11 and just does a balance patch and does like a legacy league. Yeah, I think a lot of us would be very happy with that. But I think Grinding Gear Games is very, you know, they're very aware of what they need in order to make sure that they can pay all of their people and still develop as a company. And when GGG says, hey, look, we have to develop new content every league because otherwise people don't buy our stuff, I believe them when they say that. There's no reason not to believe them for that. Like, consumer behavior is dictated oftentimes in the digital world by what's new. So if you don't have something new and shiny to show people, they may not be interested in coming back and trying your game for the time that you're asking them to. And beyond that, you may lose them beyond that. Because then people go, oh, well, GGG is departing from actually releasing new content every couple of months. Maybe now they're just doing balance patches and stuff. Like, there's just a risk. There's a business side risk to that. To just doing a balance patch. A balance patch. Vass says, are your coolers dying or is it just some mic noise? No, that's my air conditioner. That's my air conditioner. In the part of the country that I am in, it is very, very warm outside here in the United States. And on top of that, I've got these massive, massive lights to help provide some lighting consistency. So here you go. Here you go. You want to see some really awesome stuff? All right, we're going to do some immersion braking, okay? It's going to be immersively braking. Are you guys ready? I'm going to give you guys a second. So if you don't want to see the camera move around or whatever, if that's going to freak you out, if that's going to make you sick or you're going to get motion sickness, don't watch, okay? I'm going to count it down and I'm going to show you my lighting setup and I'm going to show you where the air conditioner is. That's what you're hearing. All right, ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's take a look. So here is, take a look. There's my light. My light's like right there. You see where I'm sitting? Hi, it's me. My light is right there. Like, that's me touching my light. That's how close it is. And it's hot. Okay? Then, oh my goodness. Can you even see it? I can't quite reach it. Did we lose? We lost the we lost the webcam. I can't even reach that far. Oh, that's great. Are we back? Or did I lose the webcam? I think it died. Oh, that's great. That's so hilarious. Oh, man. This poor little webcam has been through too much. Now it's just going to be a picture of my kids' desk and their table. That's pretty great. Let's see here. Go into webcam properties? I don't know. Reactivate? Deactivate? We'll try to reactivate it. Okay, it's back. There we go. It's back. Whew. All right. Webcam is back. So here you go. There's light, right? And then over there, around the court, you can't quite see it. Oh! Can you see it? There it is. There's the air conditioner. Okay. Whew. Oh, boy. Oh, man. So there you go. That is the setup. That is the setup. Whew. Glad we got that working. But yes, so I've got an air conditioner running in here, and it's warm outside, and so it gets quite hot. It usually gets quite hot inside my office. So hopefully the webcam is still working-ish. Maybe. There was a day a couple of weeks ago that the webcam wasn't working, and I was sitting down to start up a stream, and it just was not working, and I could not get it to work. I was like, well, I guess that's that. And so I went down to the the local Walmart, and then I went down to another local store, and 2 different stores were both completely out of webcams because everybody was telecommuting due to COVID in my area. So it was pretty interesting. Chris D says, Iron, I'm playing an occultist stacking forbidden words and dark discourse nodes. It's hilarious. It's really good, right? Isn't it good? Like, you tell me, Chris, as you're playing, you tell me what it feels like, if it's pretty good or not. I mean, I played that character for a while, and just stacking curse effectiveness, like not really stacking much chaos damage. And I was still able to clear content. I wasn't doing tier 16 deliriums. I wasn't clearing shapers per second. But I was able to farm and still get XP in the 90s. Like, that was something. Oh my goodness. Speaking of farming and getting XP, don't kill me now. Jeez. I got my air conditioner on, but that doesn't mean I want to get froze. Chris says, this is basically moving in slow motion. Yes! Everything that's close to you will be impacted by temp chains, and it's incredible to see how slow it goes, right? Like, it's great. It's really, really fun to mess around with. The trick is, again, as we were talking about earlier in the stream, the trick is getting, like, an accurate test case to really show, hey, this is what curse effectiveness looks like with 25%, with 50% of the max, with 75% of the max, and with 100% of the max. Joyful Wanderer says, color balance has changed with the webcam reset. More blue now, was more yellow previously. Oh boy. Well, there we go. I'll have to mess with that when we go off stream next time. Hey, welcome, K-Trim. Welcome, welcome. You see a slightly balding forehead. That's right. Welcome, welcome. How did your stream go today, K-Trim? Hopefully that went well. I popped in for a second early when you went live, and then had to get some work done and some phone calls before I streamed and got to mess around today. Hopefully your Atlas is coming along pretty well. And how many Watchstones are you up to as well? If you've got an update on that, that'd be cool to hear. But yes, Chris, I really do think players who are unconvinced that curse effectiveness stacking is a thing have not tried it for themselves or have not run with a curse or a bot alongside them. It can be very, very strong. Especially for defensive purposes. Like, when monsters can't move at all, you don't have to worry about how much damage they do. Because by the time they actually launch into their animation to attack you, your buddy who's doing DPS has already killed them. You know? And even against bosses, every little bit helps. I get that there's reduced curse effectiveness against bosses, but every little bit helps. Alright, I think we're going to get one shot here. What do you guys think? K-Trim says, knocked out 2 more Watchstones for a total of 25. Nice. Alright, so I have no bleed flask, so I might have to portal to town, because I might just die here. So we'll see. Let's pop open a portal, so we have one. Yeah, it's the spinning guy, and then the, it's the Reeve guy. It's his Reeve guy that really do a bunch of damage to me. Typically. So, okay. Cyclone is down. The Sparkist is down, which means his bleed guy is going to come up next. Where's the projectile bleed guy? Here we go. Alal the Terrifying. He is terrifying. Okay, here comes the next guy. Kali the Crazed. I have no mana. Am I bleeding? No, I'm ignited. What has me ignited? Is that Ellie weakness? Is that what that is? Okay, we've got dominance now. Whoa, hey Damo, my man, just hang out over there and let my totem kill you. Ha! How about that? How about if you stay there, and my totem will kill you? Or you can shoot crazy flying worm people at me. That works too. As long as his energy shield's not resetting, that's the big thing. Oof, I have no mana. Oh gosh! Touch of God. I almost didn't see that. I am out of mana juice right now. That's somewhat concerning. He's going to recharge his ES now. Where is he? Yep, there he is. Okay, is he going to touch a god me? Yep. I was out of mana. I can't dash out of the way if I'm out of mana. Okay, that's pretty spooky. Okay, so apparently I can tank that. So I can tank his worms. Can't tank his touch of god. Okay, let's go back to town here while he's transforming. Grab some more mana off of our mana flask. Come back in and kill him. Do you think melee builds are good enough? Leave Cyclone aside. I mean, I'm playing one right now. Typically, I'm the summoner guy. Typically, I like to play summoners, and I just played a summoner. Lost my summoner today, actually, on stream. You guys saw that earlier in the stream, and it was a bummer, but it was also exciting because I just dropped this Tabula Rasa, so I was well equipped for the journey ahead on this character. Oh, now I'm bleeding. I'm bleeding, and I have no flasks. Go back to town. I think that Cyclone feels so good, the rest of melee feels bad. That's what I think. I think that Cyclone feels so good that the rest of melee feels bad. Okay, he's down to about 30%. 20%. I wish I had Culling Strike right now. Is he going to kill me with his bleed? No. We're going to kill him. Ta-da! All right. You guys want to see the victory dance? Here's the victory dance. Woohoo! Yeah. Victory. All right, down goes Domino. And away we go to Act 4. It's pretty exciting. We've gotten this character, what, in just a couple of hours from Act 1 all the way up to Act 4? That's pretty good. In SSF, I mean, we're basically cheating because we had this Tabula Rasa drop for us. Thank you, Dumbest Draconis. Thank you, my last summoner. That was garbage. But it did drop a Tabula for us. I don't know, I think this Ice Crash skill is okay. I think it kind of reminds me of Ground Slam. That's why I was like, hey, let's just swap over to this, like, cold conversion thing. So I already have Hrim Sorrow, which is 50% of my physical is converted to cold. So right now, here's 50%, and then, where is it? Ice Crash gives you another 50%. So right now, I'm only doing lightning and cold, because then I'm also doing physical to lightning as well. So I gain 13 of physical as extra lightning, and then 50% converted to lightning. So anyway, I'm doing a whole bunch of elemental conversion shenanigans. And that's what's carrying me right now with my damage. And then I'm doing Hatred as extra bonus damage for cold. So that's what I'm using right now. I think that when you compare Cyclone to anything else melee, you really have problems. Other melee skills that are good just in their own right, if you don't compare them to Cyclone, I think Blade Flurry is still a great skill. Some boss killers still swear by Blade Flurry because it's still one of the top end DPS skills. That's not Cyclone. That's not Cyclone. But the problem is that Cyclone does exist, and so why would you play anything else when you've got Cyclone available to you? Part of the problem with the melee buff that came when they reworked melee was that Cyclone just once again became really good, and Impale became really good, and the best way to apply Impale became through Cyclone. So it's like, hey, Cyclone is good, Impale is good, you can put them both together, boom, Hakuna Matata. Black Sheep says, I'm finally going hard on a minion build. Summon Stone Golem is ridiculous. Nice, you're going with the Golem answer. Yeah, it's pretty fun. Yeah, but I would say that the damage on this build is pretty good right now. Again, I feel like I'm cheating for leveling. I've got Belt of the Deceiver in SSF. I've got a Tabula Rasa. I've got a Hrim Sorrow. And then I've got this Gore Breaker, which apparently was really, really, really good. At least early on. So it's Act 4. I think I equipped this at the end of Act 1. I think is where I originally equipped it. So it's probably about time that I do a weapon upgrade. I'll probably do a weapon upgrade, and then I'll do the lab. Because what? I'm level 31 in like a level, I don't even know, 33 zone. So I'll probably level a few more levels before I go and take on, take on Azaro in the Labyrinth before we go and become a gladiator. That being said, where is it? Is it right here? Here we go. Pulling up POB, I think this is where I want to take this build. I think I want to take him, where's the block? Yeah, I think I want to take him over here to grab Blade Barrier. I think I want to come up here and grab Swagger. Come over and grab Dervish. Did I come through Dervish, actually? Yeah, I came through Dervish. I don't want to do anything that's got with a shield. Nothing with a shield. Everything that's dual wielding. So that's the other thing to look for. Anyway, but here's block. So on the Ascendancy, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up and grab Painforged. And then I'll probably start using counterattacks. And then I'll come grab Violent Retaliation along with Versatile Combatant. Those will be my 3 labyrinths that I do. And that should put me relatively-ish, like around in the 50s for my block chance for attack and for spell block. And that should be pretty good. I think that should be pretty good. Which, Violent Retaliation is just absolutely silly for the amount of damage that you get. Because you get 8% increased physical damage for each time you've blocked in the last 10 seconds. That is a ton. Oftentimes in Path of Exile, stuff is limited by saying if you have, right? It's a conditional, it's binary, it's yes or no. Whereas Violent Retaliation is just 8% increased physical for each time you've blocked. So if you block a whole bunch of attacks, you're getting a whole bunch of damage. So that's going to be the plan. Hopefully. Hopefully that's the plan. We'll see if this guy survives. He might die to Azaro. He might die to something in Act 4. But that's going to be the plan. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, everybody, today. I am going to hit the bricks, as it were, and go eat some dinner with my wife and all of my wonderful, delightful children. Hopefully you guys, wherever it is that you are, hopefully if it's the morning, you're having a good morning. If it's the evening, then you're going to have a good night. And if it's somewhere in the middle of the day, then hopefully we've been a wonderful part of your day. I thank you so much for dropping by and taking pleasure out of watching me die and struggle in solo Self-Found. Reminder that tomorrow we've got our 25th episode of our featured Build of the Week discussion series. We will actually be featuring, I can tell you guys a secret, right? We will be featuring a gladiator build that features a lot of the core principles that we've taken a look at even just now, looking at the Gladiator Ascendancy. It is going to be a block build that takes advantage of Hollow Palm. It's an exceptional build, and if you want to play it, then now is probably the time to play it, because Hollow Palm may end up getting nerfed in 3.11. So if you're looking for a build or for inspiration, now is the time to play a Hollow Palm Gladiator. Would highly recommend that. That build and that video comes out in what should be roughly 14 hours from now. Anyway, thanks so much for watching today, and I hope that today is the day wherever you are, a Mirror of Calandra drops for you.